Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the Hyperion Cup. We've got Tempest Typhoon going up against the Frost Nova. This is me, Marks, joined with the King in the booth. King, how you doing tonight?
Doing great, and it's only get better from here. We got what? I'm going 6, 7 maps tonight, maybe 8. We'll see. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see how things go. This is a best of 3 Tempest Typhoon going up against Frost Nova. Tempest Typhoon, they won their last game versus Frost Nova, who have not. But hey, King, you watched that game. You cast that game, if I'm not mistaken. So what can you tell us about Tempest Typhoon?
I did. It was some great stuff. Jab Gamer on that sim. He's definitely gonna be a difference maker in this match. Last game, he was the MVP. They ran the sim, as I can recall, every map, and he did some amazing stuff. Kriya, another DPS, absolutely popped off. And we finally have Lemon Pepper here. He is Batman. I was talking about this last stream. If he DCs, once again, I'm gonna say this every stream I cast him in. Lemon Pepper, you're gonna watch this back and you're gonna laugh. But if you DC here, you're Batman, right? You gotta have good internet, surely. So if you DC, man, just know. Just know you're gonna get called out.
All right, and then Tempest Typhoon, they're going to be going up to Frost Nova, and actually, I was the one who casted the Frost Nova game against Kaiju Core Clover. Important to make sure we mention that Clover at the end there, but Frost Nova, they had a little bit of a tough time trying to face Clover. It didn't end up working out well, but they definitely showed a lot of signs of life, so I'm excited to see what this team is going to be doing, and whether or not they can kind of pull themselves back up, because last time they didn't even win a single map, and maybe that just speaks to more Clover being an excellent team here. But Frost Nova, hey, this is the time. So it's going to be extremely exciting. We quickly tease some of the map rotation here, but we are going to be starting out on our first map on Busan. So, King, what can you tell us about Busan?
Well, there's a lot of sim. And as I said before, Tempest Typhoon, they love to run the sim. Jab Gamer, I'm guessing we're going to see some Sim Sombra out from Tempest Typhoon. I haven't been able to get to see Frost Nova a lot, but I've heard they like to run a lot of Brawl. So I definitely think we'll be see a lot of good matchups here on this first map.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how a Brawl might go up against the Symmetra. I mean, to be fair on these control maps, especially too when you're playing around a single point, the Symmetra can really make you guys just a little bit more powerful. It allows that Brawl to kind of teleport all over the place, but also to, you bunker down on the point and you've got your Sim turrets up. And honestly, it's not fun to walk through that car wash if you ask me.
No, definitely not. But on the other hand, you're gonna have this May wall. Hopefully they're running a May if they're running a Brawl. I would expect it. So they're gonna have this beautiful May wall, and that'll allow them to split Tempest in half, right? Yeah. So I mean, if you get a good May wall up, you've almost won the fight at that point. So it's gonna be very interesting. It's a good tempo we're gonna have to see coming out from these two teams in this very first map on Busan.
Yep. And well, we're gonna be starting out here on Control Center, and it's gonna be a pretty interesting, especially for this map. I mean, this one you expect to see some brawls, and like you said, one of these teams is a little bit more comfortable on that brawl. So, we can expect some Reinhardts swinging giant hammers in each other's faces.
Oh, that'll be great to see. And I gotta mention this last stream. I got baited on a lot of comp picks. So I'm not going to try and guess what these two teams are going to run quite yet, because I'm 100% going to get baited. It will happen later, I can guarantee it right now, but hopefully not right now.
They 100%, they're just like, oh, the King's in the casting booth tonight. All right, everyone make sure that you don't pick who you're actually going to be playing until the counter actually counts down. This one was specifically for you.
Oh, definitely. Oh, definitely. That's going to happen all night long. These guys obviously are going to do it. I mean, what, you got Ryan Monkey? I mean, viable, yes, but I mean, I hope you're not running that.
Choice. It's a choice. It's a choice. I did want to quickly highlight Ricey and Scarrow on Frost Nova, because last time they played, those two members of Frost Nova honestly showed a lot of teamwork and coordination. So I'm excited to see whether or not that same level of coordination is going to be coming out, because personally, I thought that they really helped carry their team here, as we're going to be seeing this engagement. Looks like Reinhardt and a Winston are going to be in play here, going against a more of a classic rush comp here, but Aiden just getting really far into the back line, gets taken out by Yikes. A little bit of a Yikes right there, as Jab Gamer now on this Reaper is getting a lot of value, because it's just an up close and personal brawl, but you gotta be careful. Frost Nova have a Reaper of their own. Gonna be seeing the Wraith away, but that excellent May wall just trying to isolate them, buy them a little bit of time. The point is now open, but that is Yikes, all isolated, all alone, and Scarrow's right in his face with 2 large shotguns, and even if you've got a giant hammer, that's not something you want to be on the receiving end. Meanwhile, it looks like this is going to be Tempest Typhoon just walking around on the point. They're able to cap that one up first. And so, we're going to be seeing the dive come in right now. Aiden trying to make this work, but gets frozen solid. It's a cold day in hell if you are Aiden, but he's able to escape from that. We're going to be seeing a lot of fighting going on here, but Pesos just doing his best to try and keep everybody alive. He's not completely charged up yet, but was still able to keep people alive quite a bit here. And we're seeing they're aggressing around. It looks like that Tempest Typhoon, they capped that point first, and they're going to be holding on to that one pretty strong.
And man, I absolutely love this rotation coming up by Tempest. The Korea with his May walls, absolutely huge. You know, I thought Jab Gamer would be on the Sim and Frost Nova on the May, but it looks like we've completed, and we're seeing it again. Huge
we are.
Korea.
But that is an amazing blizzard. It didn't catch too many, but it caught Brown's fan. And hey, that's going to shut down your complete momentum because the rush competition is not really complete without its Reinhardt in its front, is it, King?
Oh yeah, definitely. And you know, look at Frost Nova's ult compared to Tempest. Tempest is coming. They already have the Grav. That's potentially fight winning right there. And compared to the Frost Nova, like they've got Beat, which I mean, I'm assuming they're going to have to use here.
Yeah, the Beat's going to be coming out just to keep everybody alive. That's a huge Earth Shatter. Does find 3. Now Scarrow trying to scavenge that one back, but it might be all too late as another sound barrier is going to be coming online. Lemon Pepper letting that one go. Now it's a fight right now just to contest this thing out. They want to stall out for as long as possible, but it looks like they might be able to actually win out this fight. Jab Gamer has the Death Blossom online, already pressuring back early Vincent there. We're seeing the Nano get committed right now, but he's going to be having backing off. It looks like the team has completely regrouped on a point, but that's going to be an Earth Shatter coming down. But Jab Gamer with the Death Blossom in the back line finds the support line for Frost Nova. Scarrow trading it out for one of his own. This is as equal as it can be, except for the scoreboard right now, because Frost Nova need to win this fight so they can turn this one around, and that's exactly what they do, King.
Oh my gosh, Jab Gamer and Scarrow both coming with clutch Death Blossoms. Scarrow, though, his team, able to come back him up and able to finish out this fight. And Ricey, still able to hold on to this ult. Now, Yikes is going to have this Earth Shatter, which is going to be interesting. I don't know how much value he's necessarily going to be able to get off of this. But Ricey with this, I'm expecting this to go very deep into this fight and be able to use it to get out.
Let's see how this goes. Tempest Typhoon playing the low ground here. Able to separate people out just a little bit. Earth Shatter online for Yikes. We're going to be seeing Ricey hop up into the air. The Earth Shatter does come down. It doesn't find too much value, but Ricey just in the backline just punches up Korea. Doesn't even stand a chance. And now this is going to be overtime once again, as it's going to be Tempest Typhoon swinging this one back around. So Frost Nova, they have to come on here. They got to find these picks and claim the point, which is exactly what they're going to be doing on right here as they're keeping this one alive.
Oh yeah, and you know, earlier in this match, I was mentioning that the Ryan Winston might not be expected, but you know, into this May, the Winston just able to dive around these May walls set up by Korea, and they're doing an excellent job of getting around him and then baiting him out, as we're seeing here.
Yeah, the Winston, especially with the jump, is able to just escape from so much of that May damage. And now we see Tempest Typhoon, they're making this rotation around here. They know they only need to win one more fight. We're going to be seeing the Blizzard come down here. It's going to be isolating. Uh-oh. Browns fan Jr., he's all frozen up. He's going to be getting a lot in here, but it's actually Aiden right now with the hero plays. He was able to find the support line for Frost Nova. Now he's popped the Primal Rage, looking for someone to slap, but not able to find too much value with that. But the damage is all but done as Frost Nova. They're going to be winning this fight out. They've only got the stragglers left for Tempest Typhoon.
Aiden able to find both supports of the 2 opening picks. Absolutely massive, able to turn that team fight around, even with Korea using his May ult. Now he will go to Doomfist, which is going to be interesting to see how he's going to be able to counter this Winston. I feel like Aiden's been doing a lot of work on this, so it's interesting to see how this pick's going to match up into this comp.
You don't expect the Winston composition, especially in the rush here. Scarrow lets the Death Blossom go, is able to find Korea. Gonna stop him before he can do any damage on that Doomfist here. But right now, this is just Frost Nova coming back onto this point. We see that there is Pesos left on here, but he is all alone. And as soon as that's falling down, that is an absolute massive comeback that Frost Nova were able to do, as they're gonna be getting point number 1 here, King.
Yeah, like you said, absolutely massive comeback. You know, Tempest able to go up 99-0, and you know, they just have to win one fight, and then Frost Nova able to be perfect from then on, able to take it back 100-99. And you know, I'm already loving the way this is matching up. 199 in your very first round of control. This would be a great series.
100%. And I do want to pick your brain a little bit. Why do you think Aiden on the Winston was just so effective at ruining the plans of Tempest Typhoon there?
Man, well, you know, they were running that Mei. Like I said, he's just able to get around that Mei wall. They're focusing and they're being so together. They were running that tight Ryan Zarya brawl, so they're playing really tight, and Aiden's just able to get that massive cleave damage into them. So he was able to build up his primal really quickly and then able to stay in fights a lot longer because of it.
Yeah, and on top of that too, you know, if you're Tempest Typhoon, sure you're dealing with the Winston, but also too, there's Reinhardt right in your face swinging a hammer as well. So a lot of directions you got to be looking around, that's for sure.
Definitely, definitely. And very two opposing comps here, so it'll be interesting to see how Ricey and Kriya, two opposites here. Ricey definitely gonna be able to bring out Pegasus and Kriya, so it's gonna be interesting how these two brawls play out.
Yeah, Ricey getting these manual hacks could be absolutely instrumental in dismantling Tempest Typhoon's strategy here. The Wrecking Ball, not what you want against a Sombra, but the first pick is coming in on Dr. Brennan. Now, Scarrow looking for blood. It doesn't matter because Frost Nova have all but won this point. Kriya can't escape there. Now they've got to deal with the Roadhog on point, but hey, at this point, that's just going to be ult charge, baby.
Oh yeah, definitely. And you know, what is interesting, I have to note, Aiden is on the D.Va and Brown's is on the Winston. So, and I believe last map was Aiden was on the Winston. So it's gonna be interesting to see how these two tanks play each other. Very versatile it seems, which is what I like to see. And you know, Ricey, like we said before, those hacks coming in clutch against this, but now it's a new brawl comp, so this will be interesting to see how this plays out.
We can see Ricey in the back line, just trying to build up that EMP as quick as possible. Does have Browns to help him out here. Hopefully Browns can escape here, but Scarrow just doing so much damage in that line once again. Ricey able to get that recall. It looks like the brawl is still going on here. Nothing has really gone one way or another, but Scarrow really close to the Death Blossom, potentially building it up this round. Could change this fight around, but yikes. Wants to make sure that this is definitely still winnable. The Death Blossom is going to come online for Scarrow, but it gets canceled out. That's going to be an Earth Shatter coming in, cracking Aiden down to the ground. That's going to be Tempest Typhoon able to win out that fight off the back of Yikes' massive Earth Shatter.
Oh yeah, absolutely huge. I believe it's knocked down 3, including a kill on the Aiden. So, you know, Yikes able to turn around and Scarrow using his Reaver Blossom here. So they're not going to be able to use this EMP Blossom combo that is so widely used by teams. But the amount of ults coming in by Frost Nova, you got to imagine they win this next fight. Huge EMP!
Huge EMP. That is 6 people on the board. Can't use any of their abilities, and now it's just all up to Scarrow to come in and clean up. We saw Yikes trying to charge back into the action, but he's going to be tripping over his helmet there as he's going to be taken out mid-bash.
You know, I was talking about before this fight, but for this like 10-second fight, oh my gosh, that was so quick. Ricey and early Vincent, only 2 had to use their ults, so they're still gonna have this Lucio beat, the D.Va Bomb, and the Winston Primal. Against the male, Lucio beat, Baptiste ult, and Reaper ult. So this is actually a very heavily invested fight, I'm assuming at least.
Yeah, the manual hack does come out. The Amplification Matrix did come in here, but it's not getting too much value. Now, Brennan trying to get more out of that. We're going to be seeing the self-destruct come on, probably just from the remech here. Right now, Tempest Typhoon are swarming this point. They're all over the place, which is absolutely perfect, especially with the way they want to be playing this. Browns is going to be popped the Primal Rage. Now there's an Angry Monkey flying around with the jetpack. That's not what you want to be on the receiving end of, as he's flying around trying to get value out of that Primal. Yikes, though, also has this Earth Shatter online. Now it's the hammer meeting the head of Browns as Tempest Typhoon, they hold on to this point. Hey, they're trying to stage their own comeback here on round number 2 on Busan.
Oh man, it's looking like it. Yikes, able to play out of his mind, able to build up the Earth Shatter in what I believe is 1 fight. He already has it again. And you know, judging from about he got last time with it, I'm expecting him to get a lot again, especially into a dive comp, which has 0 shields. So this could be interesting. I definitely could see the comeback. Huge Shatter, like I said.
It's going to be a 4-man shatter. Just going to make that one look a little bit too easy here. But unfortunately, not enough follow-up coming in from Tempest Typhoon as all of them, while they were to the ground, they were able to just stand right up afterwards. And, you know, after a clutch shatter like that, that's not what you want to see. Frost Nova, meanwhile, now, they're starting to get a lot of their ultimates online. We're going to be seeing the Coalescence come in here just to give that extra healing and a damage boost as they're going to be singling out Yikes. Yikes all on his own, charging once again. His same fate as before. Now it's going to be a little bit of a Reaper battle with a little ice sprinkled in as well, but Kriya going to be falling down, and now this is going to be Frost Nova winning this point back over here. We're seeing Lemon Pepper trying to stay alive for as long as they can, but it's just all for naught as it's going to be flipping the point. Frost Nova now, hey, they got to get somebody back on the point right now, because if Tempest Typhoon does not do that, then this will be over. They can't touch the
Oh,
points.
wow.
King, Frost Nova, they're going to be winning out map number 1. Hey, they win 2-0.
That was crazy. You know, I was so convinced. First map, we see the Tempest go up. Oh, and we love to see the Sombra play of the game. Wait, we gotta take this in. We gotta
6-man EMP if I'm mistaken.
Oh, it was a beautiful EMP. Oh my gosh.
Chef's kiss.
Oh man.
So what were you saying?
You know, back when Tempest went up 99-0, I was thinking this could be over already. But then Frost Nova able to bring it back and able to take this map as a whole. And you know, that second map, they looked so much more in control. You know, Ricey on that Sombra, able to get a lot of work in using that individual hacks and that those EMPs. I believe he only had one, but it was a 6-man, and I believe he had it again for that last fight. So you know, game changing right there.
Absolutely. Hey, King, what did I say right at the beginning? We want to pay attention to Ricey and Scarrow on Frost Nova. And that's because Ricey, really good on that Sombra. I'd like to mention, too, you know, we talk about the EMPs, but the selection that Ricey was able to pick for that manual hack honestly just helped them win those team fights, generally speaking, because as soon as the manual hack came out and then you got the peppering in the backline, you could see Tempest Typhoon were a little bit more scrambled. And as a result, then we just watched the rest of Frost Nova just completely swarm in on them. And, you know, it was honestly like Frost Nova just had their stuff put together. I'd also like to mention, yikes, hey, he got a 4-man Earth Shatter there, and the team was still alive. They should have been able to follow up on that, but Frost Nova was just too strong in keeping their teammates alive, and ultimately, I think they just looked like the more coordinated team.
Oh yeah, you know, you gotta call out the supports on Frost Nova there. Early Vincent and Blazing Angel, able to do a very good job. You know, I saw Scarrow get frozen a couple times by Kriya, and he was still able to live. That just shows that these two supports on Frost Nova are top class. And you know, well, we've seen Ricey and Scarrow pop off. Aiden able to pop off on the Winston on first map, and Browns on the second map. So you know, this is some very good Overwatch we are seeing. And, you know, on Tempest, you're gonna, I mean, I said Jab played a lot of Sim. I haven't seen him play yet. I'm assuming they're gonna play it a little bit on May Route 66, although I guess it's not that good of a map for Sombra. Sorry, so we'll see.
Yeah.
But I mean,
I
guess we'll see anything. But yeah, I mean, yikes on that Reinhardt, absolutely crazy. So I mean, hey, 7 maps?
Maybe. Let's not jinx anything, honestly. We're still pretty early on in the night, but right now we're going to be seeing a sub come in for Typhoon. We're going to be seeing Pei swapping off for Panda, and let's see how that kind of fits into this lineup here. Once again, though, hey, when we're moving forwards here, Frost Nova were able to make Tempest Typhoon play their composition, and Frost Nova just looked better in that composition. We saw a lot of that similar rush style coming out, you know, Kriya on the May and Jab on the I think it was the Reaper. But compared to Frost Nova, like Frost Nova just looked super comfortable on that composition, whereas Typhoon didn't look as well put together. You know, you mentioned Jab, really liked that Symmetra, could not play the Symmetra just because they needed to contest Frost Nova somehow.
Oh yeah, I believe Aiden on the Winston was able to maybe, you know, Sim doesn't really become an option when you're playing into a Winston comp, right? So I mean, you know, Tempest having to go on the fly here. Although into this next map, they're definitely talking about it. You got to imagine they're talking about how they can beat this Rhine Monkey and this dive coming in by Frost Nova. So it's gonna be interesting to see what type of comp they run in the very beginning for Route 66. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you just said, our second map tonight is going to be Route 66. So we are swapping over into our full escort map. And hey, King, what can you tell us about Route 66? There's a lot of different strategies that you can kind of incorporate here. And obviously, the very end there is, what do you call it? A very close range battle. But what can you tell us just in general about Route 66?
Well, you know, first point, you've got the big gas station. So you've got a lot of high ground. I'm expecting to see some maybe double shield coming out by the defenders. And then maybe some dive by the attackers on first point, at least. You know, third point, as you're saying, you know, very close. I expect to see brawl by both teams. You know, it's very, very close quarters. You know, second, though, you can see a lot of different things. You know, you have the high ground, but I feel like brawl is still viable there. You know, you see, I've seen it run a lot, and it still works. So, you know, I'm actually really looking forward to see if it even gets to second point, I guess. And anything can happen here. But, you know, second point really is going to be telling because, you know, you're going to have ults built up into the third. So, I mean, if you get a brawl comp running into second and you're the tagging team, you could potentially steamroll through third using that ult economy if you're playing it well enough.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, that third point, generally speaking on escort maps, that third point is a lot more of the brawl composition here. But the second point is a little bit kind of weird. We see a lot of teams are actually just kind of using the momentum that they gained on that first point to kind of steamroll through it. But like you said, hey, if you're playing the brawl, you build up a couple of ultimates, you can just kind of walk in there and then sweep the floor with the team. So I'm super interested to see how some of these teams are going to be coming out. But let's be honest, King, do you think Jab's going to be on the Civ this time?
Maybe on attack, but on defense, I don't think Sim on defense, especially especially for first point. Third point, Sim can be used in brawl. I've seen it done before, so I mean maybe on third, but first point, definitely not. It's definitely a lot more of a long range battle, and especially Sim into dive, maybe not the best. You're looking to set up those turrets, and then on against the dive comp, it's gonna get broken down a lot easier, like because of a Winston. So maybe I'm expecting to see I'm expecting to see, quite honestly, this May Reaper again. I thought it worked really well, on first point Busan. So I think they could definitely run it again here. You may wall off that dive and then you freeze them up real quickly, and then jab on that Reaper, able to. Oh, okay, wait. Are they? No, I can't say anything. I'm not gonna say anything quite yet.
You caught yourself. That's good. This is progress. This is progress.
I almost said that they are running out on the. I guess they are playing defense, right? So
Yes.
surely they won't kill themselves and go back to spawn.
I wouldn't think so. No messing around here because we are all but very, very incredibly serious on the Hyperion Cup, right?
Oh no, definitely.
Top class stuff here. But like you predicted, King, it looks like Tempest Typhoon are going to be opting for that double shield. Jab on the Ashe pick. This is a lot more classic. I'm getting reminiscing of last year's grand finals in the Overwatch League. But let's see if Jab can make this Ashe pick work.
Oh yeah, he definitely did last map I was casting. I saw him. I got a couple 4Ks. He was crazy on the Ashe, so it definitely good work here.
All right, let's see how this goes. Meanwhile, also like you predicted, it looks like Frostnova are going to be running a classic dive composition. Once again, Ricey on this Sombra could be extremely dangerous for Tempest Typhoon.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how Florida on this Winston is gonna dive into this. Yikes! So able to take out Capadozer long range. What?
Yeah, it's going to be a rock coming down from the heavens that just lands right onto his face. But right now, this is just the DPS difference coming through here. Scaro just on this backline with the Tracer. There's not much you can do. Even though they last Capadozer right off the bat, it seems like it was all for naught as Frostnova very quickly clean up that team fight as soon as the first piece falls.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yikes! Able to take out the main support of Frostnova. Very first pick. So, it would make sense that Tempest would win that fight, but no, Scare absolutely pops off on the Tracer, able to take out 2 by himself, and I'm sure helping on the rest. So, and Ricey in Florida coming in with picks as well, so, they're well on their way to capping this first point.
Absolutely. Now, we're going to be seeing Tempest able to contest this at least one more time. The rock just flew in a little bit too early for the halt there, but now they're all off the high ground as Florida. He is going in, and he is going hard. Gets booped out of it. But thankfully, the cleave damage is going to be a little bit powerful. Scaro just doing Scaro things in the background. Now it's just Florida versus the Donkey, and it looks like Florida is going to be winning it out against the Battle Cattle. And, hey, that's first point for Frostnova. Pretty solid offense right now.
5-minute time bank. I would say that's pretty. I'd say that's pretty solid. Scaro in Florida absolutely demolishing. Tempest on the second fight. So I'm looking to see. We haven't seen any changes. Although I guess Kree was on the Echo in the very beginning and did switch to the Far. But I'm looking to see. What's going to change here by Tempest. You've been rolled these 2 fights in a row. What does have to? Something has to change here. Right? Like, I'm wondering what is, because they haven't changed anything necessarily. So it's be interesting.
Yeah, and look at that. As soon as the manual hack comes in, they just collapse on Yikes, and now the EMP is built up online, but they're not even going to be using it right now, because with the sound barrier, they're more than happy to just press that W key and march their way forwards. Ricey getting a little creative, but Jab Gaber, hey, showing us he knows what he's doing on that Ashe, but they still have a pesky Pharah in this guy. Shouldn't be too much of a problem because they've already made so much cart progress. Yeah, he gets the hit the melee onto Korea. You don't see that too often on a Pharah.
Oh yeah, definitely. And even more important, like that's a big stagger coming into this next fight, so they're not going to have the Pharah who does a lot of damage into this next fight.
Yeah, now we're seeing the ultimates come online here. we are seeing the Coalescence, which is just helping keep everybody alive, but Cappadocia has to be careful because there was a bomb on him. The Supercharger got taken down almost immediately. Florida falling extremely low. Now an Amplification Matrix thrown in, so he's just going to be diving that one in, but Scarrow just drops down the Pulse Bomb in the back line, and with a little bit of a kabang, that's going to be the team fight one as that found both of the supports.
This has been absolutely domination coming out from Frost Nova. I don't think they've lost a single fight. They have a 4.5-minute time bank coming into third. This, one of the biggest time banks I've ever seen. And you know they're gonna have both tank ults, and they're approaching on the Lucio beat here into a brawl comp, which has everyone switched, so they're gonna have 0 ults. Now, as we said before, Brawl is expected to win here, so it's gonna be interesting to see how they're gonna be able to counter these ults coming out by Frost Nova.
Yeah, we're going to be seeing Yikes immediately getting hacked up. The self-destruct is dropped in the back. Doesn't find anybody, but Aiden easily able to get back into that mat. Scarrow just going around, zip-zapping, trying to get as much damage in as possible. Yikes falling extremely low, but right now it looks like the Brawl might be overpowering. Yikes still swinging his hammer around, trying to find the heads of any members of Frost Nova that he can find, but now it looks like Tempest Typhoon are able to stabilize a little bit more. It seems like the rush composition is just going to be a little bit more favored here. Meanwhile, it looks like Frost Nova do have their ultimates online, so they are going to choose to re-aggress this. The Coalescence is going to come in first, but that is a huge shatter. Finds both of the tank lines. Soundbarrier is going to have to come in just to make that happen, but look at that. Another 6-man EMP, as once again, Ricey just making his presence known. Right now, the picks are coming through for Frost Nova. That's going to be Cappadocia lighting up the kill feed as well. The supports pulling their weight a little bit better here. As Frost Nova, they're going to be just walking this through. I said pulling their weight, but actually they're going to be just yanking it forwards here. As we see, once again, early Vincent able to boot, completely just make everything happen here. But the Blizzard might have just turned this around for Typhoon. That was an absolute clutch moment for Korea. Still, they need the picks to come through right now, and it's just not happening. The Blizzard only seemed like it was temporarily slowing down their momentum, but it wasn't enough. Now we're seeing the manual hack come in onto Panda Bear. Has to get debacked, and Korea gets crunched out under a lot of weight, a lot of metal, and right now this is still absolutely brawly on point. Jab Gamer coming out with the Deadeye, trying to find some value, isn't able to take out Scarrow. That was an excellent defense matrix coming in from Aiden to make sure that Scarrow was going to be covered here, but right now that's a Doomfist coming in as well. Korea had enough, going to be coming in here to punch people around, trying to get as much damage. Now the trades are kind of coming back and forth here, so this could be winnable for Tempest Typhoon. As soon as I say that, that's the second EMP that's been let loose during this fight. Not as much value this time around, but it looks like the respawners advantage might have been too much as they take early Vincent out before even that sound barrier can come off. And now finally Tempest Typhoon are able to push back the storm that is Frost Nova.
0.26 meters away. 0.26 meters away from finishing this map and having a 3:30 time bank. But now, under 2 minutes. So, and they do switch to this brawl comp, like I was saying. Okay, so we are going to see a classic brawl comp here. Now, Frost, they're going to have this Mei and the Kree, which arguably is better than the Reaper and the Doomfist. So it's going to be interesting to see how these DPS are able to change up this.
Ooh, and Yikes able to find the better half of Florida here. The Coalescence did come online, but unfortunately it isn't enough, and that's going to be an absolutely massive shatter by Yikes. This is just going to make sure that they win out this team fight. No hands were needed, and once again, that was just in the back line being an absolute terror with that hammer. Might have overextended a little bit, but thankfully the rest of the Tempest Typhoon are able to come save him, but Scarrow just doing Scarrow things, it seems. Right now, they've got enough members that they might want to try and re-aggress this year. Looks like instead Frost Nova, they're going to be backing off, but hey, they're working on their ultimate charge, and they're going to be walking into a couple of ultimates coming out from Typhoon as well. Korea getting really aggressive, does have that get out of jail free card, but actually going to be using that to be incredibly aggressive, looking for the Mei here. Might have bit off too much more than he can chew, but as soon as he see that Korea able to get out of there in time, Panda Bear is going to be demech'd here, but we're going to be seeing the self-destruct come online. Jab Gamer was able to find Florida through the amplification matrix, also has a Death Blossom in his pocket, so could pull that Uno reverse card out in case the team fight is going to be lost. Oh, Jab falls extremely low, but looks like once again they're able to hold on to this, and only 30 seconds left on the clock, King.
Korea on this Doomfist. Wait, he had a triple
changer
last fight? I know, but you know, into this next fight, you have to look at Frost Nova's ult. Six ults into this next fight. You know, it's hard to see a world where they don't win this next fight. So, you know, it's gonna be interesting to see if they're able to finish and win this map with a time bank. Although I'm guessing it's not looking very likely.
Okay, all the ultimates are coming out. It's looking like a colorful explosion on my screen because everybody is just pressing Q right now for Frost Nova. They have all the ults and they're just subscribing to the press Q to win theory right now. And look at that, they're definitely making it work. Ricey held onto that Blizzard also just to make sure that they do have that extra sustain. But look at that, now nobody is alive. We're going to be able to contest this point one more time, but with that Blizzard in pocket, it's going to be a tall order to try and win out the fight. We see Kriya going to be moving in here. The Blizzard is going to be committed here. Yikes gets taken out of the equation. Same with Brennan. Now Jab coming in here. Kriya as well does have the Meteor Strike. He built that up so quickly, but unfortunately he's not a one-man army, or so I might have thought. Florida drops down the Earth Shatter, doesn't find anybody for it, but right now, hey, we're in overtime, so this is the best situation that they could have wanted. Cavadozer just going to be using Coalescence just for good measure here. A High Noon going to be activated in the background from Scaro, trying to clean off everybody. We see that, actually, Dr. Brennan is going to be just hiding behind Cart, just going to be crouching down, make sure that head isn't found. Lemon Rubber gets stunned out, as that is finally going to be the round number 1 for Frost Nova, as they made that Cart push all the way over, but Tempest Typhoon did a really good job of contesting them at point number 3, King.
Definitely, but you know, I gotta say, that subscription you were talking about definitely paid off. You know, 6 ults in one fight. I mean, if you can't win a fight with 6 ults, I mean, I don't know what you're doing then. But you know, they're able to finish this out. They had, you know, you have to mention they had a 4-minute 30-minute time make. 4-minute 30 seconds. There we go. I finally got it right. They had a 4-minute 30-second time make going into that, you know, 3rd point though. So it is very interesting to note that Tempest, you know, the first 2 points, you know, not necessarily doing too hot, but then on that brawl comp on the 3rd point, they absolutely styled and did very well and only able to lose. Well, I mean, you should lose into 6 ults, right? Like, that just makes sense. So it's gonna be interesting to see later this map how their defense goes, you know?
Yeah, one thing I'd like to point out as well is, based on our first map, Tempest Typhoon looked weaker than Frost Nova on the brawl composition, but what we just saw right there was Tempest Typhoon looked very much in control of the brawl composition until, of course, Frost Nova built up all their ults.
Oh, definitely. And you know, I mean, I'm not gonna say for certain, but it is looking like 2 dive comps.
Yeah.
Now, if that changes, you can laugh at me, but
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Like two dive comps. So you know, different variation here, and it's definitely gonna be see. Hey, who's better at dive? We're about to find out.
Nothing like a little bit of a dive on dive action here. Ricey going to be scouting that out. Now knows that they are going to be going for the dive composition. Let's see how this goes. Looks like they are going to be just marching their way forwards here. Frost Nova opting to play a little bit further back there on top of Big Earls here. Kriya on this Genji. It's a little bit of an unconventional pick for a dive these days, but maybe it'll work out. Let's see how things go. The dive is going to be coming through here. Yikes, unfortunately, didn't make it to the top line. Now Panda Bear is going to be all alone. Just going to be using that jump just to get on point, but Ricey going to be able to take him out. As we see Tempest Typhoon, they want to take this aggression, but they're being punished immediately as Frost Nova are just on top of it, ready to just cancel that one out. They might have overplayed their hand a little bit, and now we're getting punished.
I definitely, and you know, you got to question this, the Genji pick compared to the Sombra pick. You know, Genji, as you said, unconventional, and you know, Sombra able to so much to her kit. You know, she can TP. She was obviously scouting early in the round. Those individual hacks were insane. And
absolutely,
okay, they pretty much switched it off right off the bat. They're gonna play the dive into this, so it's gonna be interesting to see this high ground. Are they gonna be able to use this high ground advantage correctly?
Yeah, let's see how it goes. Classic rush coming in here. Florida getting into the party as an electricity gun wants to make those sparks fly. Well, that right now, Tempest Typhoon, the brawl comp is working out for them. I don't know that Frost Nova were ready for it, as picks are going to be coming through. Let's not forget that they will have that respawner's advantage because they are so close. And this cart hasn't made it too far around, but now they've stabilized and they're going to be moving this thing forwards.
Hey, you know, the rotation by Frost Nova was very interesting, we'll say. Aggressive. You know, Florida and Aiden maybe going a little too deep initially, but you know, they're gonna have another recontest, so they have a second chance to get this thing under control.
Yeah, let's see how it goes. It's going to be a little bit hard for Tempest Typhoon to make anything happen, especially with a Primal and an EMP. The EMP comes out, finds a 5. That's what we love to see from Ricey, and a rush composition opposing. The Primal able to get a lot of value out of there, but Yikes somehow coming around and making, what do you call it, Frost Nova say Yikes, as that's just going to be the entire team taken out.
He just killed the entire team.
That's All right, hey, that's one way to win a team fight, huh?
Holy cow! Yikes just said come here, and they did. Holy! I don't think, especially into a dive comp, nonetheless. You know, and huge. You got to mention huge EMP. Absolutely, 5-man by Ricey, but you know, it just they weren't able to finish off the picks.
They absolutely were not able to, and Yikes was more than happy to just walk around and swing for the back line, and then when the front line came back, dive, Ricey's there with his hammer. No heals for you. We're going to be seeing a Coalescence opposing an Amplification Matrix. The Earthshatter coming down is able to just close up on 2, but the Blizzard right now is actually going to be slowing this pace of things down as Frost Nova. They're going to be coming out on top here as they're going to be winning out this team fight and finally stopping that momentum that Tempest Typhoon had built up.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And Ricey, 71% to his next EMP. You know, we've seen great things out of his EMP. Oh, and he's already up to 90. All right, he's gonna have my next fight, right?
Oh, yeah.
Surely. But you know, coming against this, you're gonna have this EMP. So you know, Lemon Pepper he's got to be able to stay out of this EMP. Gonna have to be able to counter it using his sound barrier. So it's gonna be interesting to see if he's gonna be able to do that.
Yeah, Lemon Pepper trying to mark where that Sombra could be. We're seeing the dive come through right now, but gets caught in the EMP. Lemon Pepper actually just says, I'm good over here, and is going to be hightailing it out of there. But it doesn't matter because Frost Nova are going to be ready to move in. Ricey just thought he could avoid it, but wanted to just be safe. Doesn't matter right now, as picks are going to be coming through. It looks like Tempest Typhoon are stabilizing a little bit. Panda Bear trying to get Ricey on the run. Lemon Pepper 1v1ing a Baby Diva. Hopefully we'll be able to win that one out, but meanwhile another fight is going to be happening onto the side. We heard that just then Lemon Pepper got crushed by a bunch of metal off to the side. You hate to see that happen. Panda Bear going to be demeched. They're going to be looking to try and get that mech back online. Tempest Typhoon still in this, not completely out of it. We're hearing the Earthshatter come in. It was huge. It found 3 members. As right now, once again, Tempest Typhoon almost turned that one around, but Frost Nova are going to be actually coming out on top.
Man, Frost Nova able to stabilize, and you know, Ricey, man, you gotta say it again. I mean, he's on 70% again. He used to do last fight. He's already back up to 70%. Oh my god, this man's crazy.
Oh,
and, you know,
boy.
You gotta see on the other side. You see Korea has this mail. You know, dive, they jump in. What are you supposed to do when you're all frozen up? You know, like, and it's gonna be interesting to see how Korea's gonna be able to use his mail into this. Interesting rotation. I actually love this. They're going underneath and into this, so they're not able to get very exposed. I actually like that a lot.
Let's see how this works out. Just so you know, King, I am going to be using a timer for that EMP for Ricey now, but the Blizzard's going to be coming out from Tempest Typhoon, and it's absolutely everything that they need to found, as Florida does fall down there. Even if they lost Jab, it doesn't matter too much because Yikes is here with the hammer, and it's just going to be swinging in their front line. We're going to be seeing the self-destruct come in. Aiden trying to keep that one alive, does find Yikes. Uh-oh, a little bit of a mistime with that shield. Ricey now does have that EMP online, and it might use it, but probably the fight's already over here. We're going to be seeing the manual hack come in. Ricey falling a little bit too low. Gonna be getting out of that one. Right, this is an absolute brawl once again. These teams are incredibly evenly matched. The Amplification Matrix does get thrown down here. Panda has that self-destruct, waiting for a good opportunity to using it. We do see that there is an EMP still online right now. I thought it came out, but that's actually just been an absolute crutch. Manual hack coming in for Ricey, but now Ricey uses the EMP, doesn't find as much value as possible, but the rest of the team is here to support. Tempest Typhoon, though, using this momentum, just run things forwards. We saw the Deadeye come out, able to find early Vincent, but hey, they win that out. Tempest Typhoon have just been winning this sustenance game, honestly.
Definitely, you know, that fight, you know, it took a while, but, you know, they're gonna be able to cap second point, probably. Wait, I'm not gonna say it quite yet.
Oh, don't jinx it. Ricey coming in here. It's gonna be tossed around a little bit. We do hear a pulse bomb launched onto point, but actually there's another blizzard coming in. Okay, Earthshatter coming in from Yikes as well. Immediately gets hacked afterwards. It doesn't matter because his hammer did touch the ground, so it still came off, but Tempest Typhoon should be able to win this one out. They have hit overtime, so not as much of a time bank as they would want, but hey, the point is the point, and you can see right now Frost Nova trying to do everything that they can to try and stall this thing out, but it looks like it's going to be all for naught because nobody from Tempest Typhoon has fallen. They get point number 2.
I am not going to catch the curse. I almost said they were going to cap. I did not, and you know, look what happened. They capped second point.
Again, you're learning. You're learning.
I must be.
You're catching yourself.
You know, now what's interesting is, you know, Frost Nova not quite going to mirror this brawl comp right away. You know, you see Scarrow swapping over to this Reaper, which is interesting as well. You know, I would have liked to see him swap over a little quicker, maybe to the Ryan Diva. But you know, we're gonna see how they try and run it, and maybe it'll work.
Yeah, Ricey coming in the back, has the manual hack off, trying to build up that EMP as quick as he can. Has to be a little bit careful. Yikes running around with the hammer in his face, but Cabadozer finding Brennan is an instrumental pick to make sure that Frost Nova win this out. We're going to be using a Deadeye in the back line as Jab finds 2 here. Might have just turned this thing around for Tempest Typhoon, as now this is, hey, turns out all you need is a panda and a cowboy, and you might win things out. Ricey, though, able to just get back into the action, able to take out Jab, but it might have bit off too much more as the rest of the team from Tempest Typhoon is starting to respawn here, and they're going to be winning that forwards in under 2 minutes, and Ricey's got his set EMP online, looking for another opportunity to be using this one out. I'm ready to start my stopwatch. You can see he's perched up on the top there. You're going to see the EMP comboed with the self-destruct, and that is what you like to see, ladies and gentlemen, as that is 3 kills, a DMEC, and taking out that amplification matrix, and that is going to be Frost Nova winning out this team fight. Hey, we're in overtime now. Tempest Typhoon can't afford to step off this, but they don't have any players here, and so the Wick is just going to burn down as Frost Nova win that second map. Oh my god, King. What an absolute huge play to win out that second map.
You know, Jab Gamer, that previous fight got a 4K, and you know, oh my gosh. I think Ricey and Diva were feeling a little left out, coming back with that 4K freaking EMP Diva bomb. Crazy. Able to turn that fight, and you know, they're already up 2-0 in this map, so you know, Tempest gonna have to step it up, do something, change something around.
Yeah, right now,
you know, even up the score.
I do want to say, I feel like Ricey is causing the biggest problem for Tempest Typhoon here. They just don't know what to do, and these EMPs are absolutely massive. In multiple times where it seems like the team fight was winning out, Ricey just comes in clutch, and Ricey can turn that fight around. You can see based on their compositions, Tempest Typhoon favored the long game because they didn't have a Moira. Instead, they were running the Baptiste. But you know what? Hey, if Ricey's still in the fight, then you can't count Frost Nova out, is what I am learning right now.
Oh no, definitely. And you know, those EMPs were huge. And you know, some of those individual hacks, I gotta say, you know, he almost every time, you know, it's not easy to hack a Diva, but I saw Diva hacked a ton, and so was the Reinhardt. You know, that's not easy to do. And you know, Scarrow as well. You know, you gotta highlight him on that Tracer, and at the very end 100%. Of that Reaper, he was going off, able to turn team fights on his own. You know, something I will have to say, yikes, on Tempest. We saw tons of good things from him on the Reinhardt.
100%.
I think he's gonna have to, you know, look, Tempest Typhoon, we got this. We're able to at least, you know, we didn't win the map, but you know, it wasn't a complete sweep.
Oh, by no means.
So, you know, they're gonna have to turn this around. Maybe they're not in the right place, but you know, I definitely, Tempest, you win this next map, you know, you could go all the way here. I'm looking for a reverse sweep.
Well, hey, right now it is Frost Nova up 2-0. We are going to be throwing to a quick halftime break right now, but don't go anywhere because as soon as we come back, it's going to be Blizzard World. Will Frost Nova sweep Tempest Typhoon, or Tempest Typhoon, are they going to be pulling off a reverse sweep? Well, it's going to have to stick around on the Hyperion Cup channel just to see whether or not this is going to be happening. So we're throwing to a quick break, and we'll see you guys in a couple of minutes. Welcome back, everybody. It's Tempest Typhoon up against Frost Nova. Right now, Frost Nova looking really powerful as they're up 2-0 in the series. This is myself, Marks, alongside my buddy, the King. And we're queuing up right now for map number 3, which is going to be Blizzard World. So right now, we've been seeing a lot of rush compositions from both of these teams, but can we expect that from Blizzard World as well?
Well, Blizzard World's interesting. You can expect a lot. I mean, I feel like it's a lot like Route 66 almost. First point, you do have a little bit of high ground. I'm expecting to see Brawl, though, primarily. That's typically run. Yep. At least from what I see, anything could happen. I'm not going to call it the comps quite yet. I'm learning. I'm learning.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
But, second point, there is a lot of high ground. So, dive especially definitely could work a lot. But then, back into that third point, like we were talking about earlier. Third point, primarily really close up, if you're not running Brawl, unless you got 6 ultimates, in my opinion, it's gonna be very hard to win a fight. So, I'm expecting to see Brawl third point. First point, same thing, but then maybe a little offshoot to dive second point. So it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, for sure. Actually, Frost Nova, they do have a couple of swaps coming in here. We're going to be seeing Browns fan back into the roster. Florida going to be sitting out of this one. And Blazing Angel coming in for Cabadozer. Looks like they might be the people that Frost Nova want on this Blizzard World map. But Blizzard World, especially too on that second point, I did want to talk about something that you mentioned. There is a little bit of a weird high ground situation going on there. And I'm always not 100% sure how to play that, whether or not you go for the poke, whether or not you go for the dive. But rush composition not really favored along there until you are more or less on the attack. Am I not correct in saying that, King?
Oh, I would agree with you 100% there. You have obviously the stairs, but it's so enclosed. You get a monkey in there, just able to cleave away the entire team and then just able to jump away like nothing happened. Could absolutely farm the entire team for ult charge,
Yeah.
So, rush might not be the thing to work, but I mean, we've seen some interesting stuff already come out today, and I totally would agree with any comments picked out today. This first match coming up.
Yeah, of course. And also, too, just to mention, Tempest Typhoon, they did try running double shields before on that defense, but were very quickly dismantled by Frost Nova's dive composition right there. So I'm curious to see whether or not we're going to be seeing something similar here. As, once again, we're going to be on Blizzard World, so let's see how both these teams decide to pick their compositions, because especially, too, if you can hold someone on that first point, then that's just going to make the map all that more sweeter.
Oh man, and you gotta imagine the mental too.
Oh yeah.
Going into that on the attack, that would be crazy. First hold, if you can hold first point, you've almost already won the map. It's
100%.
Or can I get a hammer kill, please, Jab Gamer? Please give me a hammer kill. Please.
You'll love to see it. I mean, hey, Torbjorn, pretty good to stop some of these flanks coming in here. I wonder if Tempest Typhoon decided to pick that just in case Ricey goes once again for the Sombra, because like we've mentioned before, Ricey has just been an absolute menace on Sombra. And of course, Torbjorn could be a solution there, but I'm not too sure how effective it would be, just because he could still get off quite a few manual hacks if he's in the right position.
Yeah, Ricey, he's on the Mei. Mei in Brawl is quite possibly one of the best things you can run in a Brawl. So, I mean, and Tempest not having their own Mei, so this could be very interesting, this first fight, how it could play out.
Yeah, Tempest Typhoon right now positioned themselves onto this high ground here. Whoa, already Vincent falling incredibly low, but the rotation is going to be coming through. Yike's going to be able to find that first pick. As now, it looks like Tempest Typhoon are going to be the ones attacking this point. Yike's falling down to Ricey. Ricey just in the back line, not on that Sombra, but still able to put in so much work with this Mei right now. Just using those icicles to try and spray things down, but it might be all too late. Not necessarily saying the Torb turret really turned that one around, but when you have that consistent damage into your backline, it makes things incredibly difficult to keep moving forwards.
Oh yeah, Yikes. After that, he did go down eventually. He was able to pick out early Vincent, and we were hyping up at the very end of map number 2. A very capable ride. We saw him get a 6K on Route 66. It's gonna be very interesting to see. Although Browns fan Jr. He already has that Urshad, or at least almost. So will Yikes realize that, because he's only 65% in his own?
That's going to be difficult if he's not expecting it. Let's see it go. Okay, we're seeing the Maywall start to isolate the members. The amplification matrix is going to be jumping down, but Frost Nova are just going to be rotating around the back here. Brown's looking for a good opportunity. As soon as the ice falls down, now it's going to be open season for Scaro. Pasta Deadeye is able to take out the other tank, which is absolutely massive. With that amplification matrix, Frost Nova, they're just going to be running right over Tempest Typhoon, as that's going to be point number 1.
All right, and 5-minute time bank going into this, pretty solid offense in my opinion. They lose that first point, but really able to get it back quite quickly. And Brown San Jr. able to keep this Earth Shatter. Ricey able to keep this Mail. Close engage here. Ricey could actually destroy him right here with this Mail.
Yeah, we see the grab coming in with the Molten Core comboed. Oh, that's going to be a triple kill. You'll love to see that. Now Jab feeling like he is feeling alive. Going to be seeing just that May up top, and that's going to be a quick, clean 5K. Love to see that.
5, and 11 people are able to get the 6. Jab here. That Molten Core.
What's more to say about that? The 4, in fact, was lava.
But, in this next fight, the amount of ults Frost Nova, I don't believe they used any at all. So, this next fight, it's got to be there, surely.
Yeah, and we're going to be seeing the Blizzard come in with an isolating Maywall. That's the tanks all frozen up in the front line here. We're hearing the Earth Shatter come in. Yikes, though. Gets taken out before any value is able to come out of here. Now self-destruct into the back line. He throws the bubble on to try and get Lucio out of there, but Lemon Pepper is left all alone. It's going to be a little bit of a sour taste in his mouth as right now he's being chased. And Blazing Angel trading that back against Lemon Pepper as Frost Nova win out that team fight. And now they're going to be keeping this offense moved nice and forwards.
Oh yeah, in realizing quite quickly that Yikes was taken out of the fight by Browns Fan Jr., able to get that 2-piece off his, What?
It's a clean 2K. Scaro getting the Deadeye. Gonna find Lemon Pepper and Jab, and that's not a way how you want to start out this team fight. Now we're seeing the amplification matrix get dropped down to counter Kriya's Death Blossom right there. We'll also see the Sound Barrier come online for Blazing Angel. Just make sure that this is definitely a team fight that is going to be won. The Shatter's not going to find too many people, but it's all good because Browns Fan Jr. is going to make sure that he gets this Diva, and as soon as that happens, then, hey, that's going to be Frost Nova capping out point number 2.
Tempest, they won the very first fight at point 1. But, since then, I have only seen Frost Nova in the kill feed. So, you gotta wonder, they've been playing this brawl, and, I guess it is third point, so, obviously you can't really change anything now, but, okay, they do have this May. That is one thing I was going to recommend. This May is going to be absolutely huge. These May walls by Kriya, gonna have to be massive.
Yeah, and Ricey right now has this Blizzard ready to go. Just waiting for an opportunity to use it. We see the aggression come through. Throws up an ice wall just to make sure that gets slowed down a little bit. Now we see Frost Nova taking a little bit more of an offensive approach here. Want to be taking this fight nice and close. Tempest Typhoon respecting their opponents and backing off. Just trading blows right now, probably trying to farm as much alt charge as possible. But still, my eyes are on Ricey's Blizzard. If it's massive, it could absolutely shut down a complete fight and just make sure that Frost Nova win. But look at this, Frost Nova are going to be backing off. They're falling a little bit too low. Their Baptiste did fall down there. And we're going to be having a little bit of a pause for a second. Just looks like we're having a little bit of a technical problem as we're just going to be waiting for some issues to get sorted out there. But King, what can you tell us about right now? Frost Nova are running this things forwards. Finally, Tempest Typhoon, they're getting some ultimates online. This could go either way, but what do you think is going to happen here?
Very first map, I was talking about the lack of the May in the brawl running by Tempest. So they're able to bring it here, and they're able to win the very first team fight, even though Ricey has this Mail. He wasn't actually able to use it because they were able to quickly get those tanks down. That's why they eventually retreated and stepped back. So this Kriya running the May, he's been doing it beautifully. And that's what I'm expecting. That's what they're gonna have to do. Throughout this map, they have to win this map.
Absolutely. Once again, the stakes on the board, if Frost Nova do win out this map, then they are going to be completely sweeping Tempest Typhoon. And, obviously if you're Tempest Typhoon, you want to turn this around, you get a really decent map in, and then suddenly the whole series can go in your direction. But, I do think Ricey still on this May has been something that unfortunately Tempest Typhoon has been missing. They didn't really have that May swap come in until this third point, and the ultimate game right now is in the favor of Frost Nova. But where we left things off, it slowly was starting to equalize a little bit. Ultimates could be turning around here, and that could be a little bit scary.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I'm looking at it right now. Ricey, Scarrow, Blazing Angel, and almost both tank ults coming up. However, on the other side, you do have to realize that almost all 6, again, they're going to have their ults. So, this next fight, man.
It's going to be spicy.
That subscription you're talking about earlier, I think both teams are going to be subscribing to that. That Q to win.
Oh, yeah. Hey, it's the ultimate key for a reason, and that because it means ultimate victory when your entire team has everything online. Of course, if they do play their cards a little bit smartly, Frost Nova could be able to counter quite a bit of this damage. Obviously, yes, it is press Q to win, but you still got to engage your brain here. Specifically, Blazing Angel with the sound barrier could be instrumental in keeping the rest of the team alive. We also have Ricey with the Blizzard, which could slow down the momentum even if they press Q. So it's still on the board, even though it more or less does guarantee a team fight win. You never know. You never know. So we're still waiting for, unfortunately, the Baptiste from Frost Nova. Vincent's internet did die, so we're just waiting for that connection to come back here. But hey, also to Frost Nova, they got 3 minutes and 14 seconds. Shout out to all my pie lovers out there to win out this point number 3. So I definitely think it is still possible here.
Oh, definitely. And 3 minute, 15-minute timing. I did it again. 3 minute 14 second.
There you go.
Time bank. We saw it on last map on Route 66. Frost Nova, they even bigger. They had a 4 minute 30-second time bank from what I can recall. So this is a smaller one. So I totally expecting to see Tempest having a good defense here, but then on the attack, that's what we're gonna have to see. Maybe they stop him, maybe they give him overtime. And if they do, you got to be thinking about Tempest. They're going to have a great attack. If Frost Nova is able to get here all the way, even with this big timing, you're going to have to expect Tempest to do the exact same, and hopefully for them a little better if they want to stay in this match.
Yeah, actually, what I'm kind of curious is an actual strategy here for Frost Nova to kind of turn things around. I'm going to be taking a look specifically at Tempest Typhoons. Discipline to their ultimate usage. We do have the reconnect here. Early Vincent is back into the game, so we are going to be resuming things here. But hey, if Tempest Typhoon can stay disciplined here and keep all of their ults, not just press Q all at the exact same time, then this could still work out in the long run for them. Bait out a couple of these ults from Frost Nova, and suddenly they're in a much better position. Frost Nova on the other side, if they can bait out a lot of ults on their end and just hold on to theirs, then this could run around. We're seeing the Amplification Matrix and the Deadeye come in here. Scarrow looking for something, doesn't find anything. But still, that's 2 ultimates off. Let's see how many we got left. Way too many. That's still 6 on the board here. Ricey looking for an opportunity. We're going to be hearing the Earthshatter come in, but Yikes gets taken down, and now another Earthshatter is going to be coming in as Brandsfound just completely destroying people with that Earthshatter. Thankfully, Tempest Typhoon are able to stabilize off the back of a Blizzard and a self-destruct here, but a lot of ultimates expended. It was an extremely expensive fight for both teams here, and now, the cart's still moving forward, so even though that they used all those ultimates and forced out all the ultimates from Frost Nova, they still made some cart progress, King.
Oh yeah, Korea, having we talked about the necessity of the May. So it's going to be interesting. Now, I do remember him popping off on Route 66, so maybe he'll be able to recreate that success here. But Ricey on the May compared to the no May run by Tempest, in the long run, I got Frost Nova winning this. Right away, they're able to get a pick.
Yeah, Ricey living up to that frosty name, finds Jab Gamer first. Scarrow tried to use the Deadeye, but instead is going to get a Doomfist flying forwards and just gets the knuckle sandwich. Now we can see Tempest Typhoon. They are in control of this. Korea has to back off. It's still a brawl coming in onto here. Yikes might have overextended himself, went right into the Frost Nova team. Jab Gamer just walking around here trying to get a lot of damage here. Does have the Deadeye online, but right now, Frost Nova, they've completely stabilized as they're just going to be walking this thing forwards. We're going to be see the Application Matrix, but it gets canceled out by a lovely Earthshatter coming in from Brownsfan and comboed with the Blizzard. This is just too much to handle. If you are Tempest Typhoon, Korea gets a 2K. That actually is huge. That could have turned this fight around. Korea just taking this into his own 2 hands, or should I say his giant metallic fist, as that's going to be Tempest Typhoon, able to win out that team fight and keep Frost Nova at bay for one more fight.
You know, Korea, if you're going to give me 3Ks this entire time, I will not say anything about you switching to Mei. We'll stop talking about that.
He took that personally, actually, when he said that.
he must be listening right now. You know, yikes. I believe you got, what, 4-man chatter, and, you know, Korea able to clean it up perfectly. If they're able to recreate that, man, they can stop him right here.
Yeah, we can see Korea going down. Okay, he found the head of Browns Fan Jr., and that's going to slow Frost Nova down completely. They don't have their Reinhardt and the instrumental piece to make this happen. We are going to be down to 10 seconds. They got to get somebody to at least touch the start to activate overtime, but it looks like everybody's just too far away right now. I don't know how they're going to be able to do anything about this. We are going to be seeing Aiden come in here. Aiden is able to get that touch onto it. Has a self-destruct. Going to be using that to hopefully get the mech back as soon as possible. Trying to touch it once again. The Soundmaker comes online just to keep everybody alive. Frost Nova are right back into this fight. We're seeing ultimates go up. Scarrow does find Pei. The self-destruct though does find Blaze and Angel. Jab Gamer also finding Vincent. Now the healing has been disabled for Frost Nova. Jab Gamer in the background. Oh, and that's a huge shatter just to seal the nail on the coffin for this push. Korea just going to be doing Korea things. As Tempest Typhoon, they stop Frost Nova from finishing all the way till point number 3.
Let me apologize, Korea. I'm so sorry. I will never question another Doomfist by you ever again. You know, I immediately once we switched, you know, I said, I will admit, I said, you know, Mei is heavily favored by the side of Frost Nova, but you know, man, he went off and he proved me dead wrong there. So you know, it just shows. See here, like anything is possible. You know, it's not gonna be decided just by comp picks.
Absolutely. It seemed like Korea just swapping to that Doomfist really just helped, honestly, Tempest Typhoon win that. We saw so many instrumental picks in the backline of Frost Nova, and we gave a quick shout out to the backline of Frost Nova on the last map, and it exemplifies itself when you do have Korea using that Doomfist and just styling on them, taking them out of the fight immediately. And look at how quick Frost Nova fell apart without their supports.
Oh yeah. Definitely, you know, early Vincent, Blaze, they've been doing a great job in the backline. But you know, if Korea's gonna be able to punch you out in the beginning of the fight, you know, not much you can do about that. So, although, wait, I was about to say Korea's on the Mei. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say Korea's on the Mei.
Got yourself again, proud of you, but looks like we're gonna be seeing that Doomfist come back into action. Nope, never mind. It's the Mei. He got both of us. All right, we're back to 0. Restart the drawing board.
Oh man, jebaited. We're all getting jebaited.
Sometimes that's just how it be. But
Frost Nova though coming out.
Yeah, Perfect Mirror coming out. Frost Nova on this high ground here. They know the rotation's coming through. Jab gets taken out by Browns Fan. It's gonna be a fire strike through the team. Let's find him. Fortunately, can't do much about that. Browns Fan now. Oh yikes! Falling a little bit too low there. Is saved by the amplification matrix. These Mei walls working on isolating. Fortunately, weren't able to achieve their target here. An absolute brawl happening right now. Both teams in the middle of this. Ricey finding Korea. It starts swinging the momentum for Frost Nova here. This ice wall has been such a change for the team fight coming out from Ricey. Each time that Ricey's used that ice wall, it's been working out phenomenally. But Yikes now alone and is gonna be in trouble. Is able to escape because a little bit of back cap was happening, but Brennan falls down and they're not going to get too much of that. So Frost Nova, they're holding strong on this defense for now.
Oh yeah, you know, Browns Fan able to pick off somehow Jab Gamer at the beginning of that fight, and then from then on, just we have a pause here.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to be having another technical pause. So let's see how things are going. It looks like that is actually going to be early Vincent having a little bit of an internet problem again, but it looks like this one is going to be a little bit quickly resolved this time. So we should be going back into the game fairly quickly here. But sorry, King, what point were you making just before we did that?
Well, you know, I was just saying Browns Fan able to find Jabby, and then they're just able to bring that tempo throughout. You know, not having to create that's a lot of damage out of the fight. And then Ricey able to take out his opposing Mei in Korea. So you know, they're just able to, and already a minute and a half off this timing. You know, not where Tempest is looking to be. And oh my gosh,
That's so
Huge
many
shatter.
ultimates coming out here, and that's going to be domination coming out from Frost Nova, actually, as they just make all of them work here. Meanwhile, Ricey was able to save that Blizzard, so they're still going to have something for the next fight. Looking at the ultimates, King, well, you know, technically, Tempest Typhoon does have the advantage, but what do you think can happen next?
Well, I gotta say, I'm loving what I'm seeing from Frost Nova. You know, they've gotten 2 minutes off this time. But yes, they might have less ults, but 2 minutes is 2 minutes. Like, sure. I mean, well, I'm counting 6 ults is coming up for Tempest Typhoon. So hopefully they're able to keep. You know, they're gonna have to if they want to stay in this map, definitely. But you know, Mail, anything can happen.
Yeah, you never know here. The isolating Maywalls are coming out to just split off the team. We're going to be seeing the Blizzard come in here. Uh-oh, that's catching a lot of people. Now the Earth Shatter finds a 4. Well, they were all frozen up. They're not even going to get a chance to stand up this time because that's going to be Yikes. Proving that he is one of the greatest Reinhardts. Just able to win that point number 1 pretty fairly easily. Korea and Yikes probably high-fiving after their ult combo that time around.
And beautiful, beautiful, absolutely well done. You know, they only had to use 3 out of their 6 ults, so they're still gonna have that high noon, Diva Bomb, and Lucio B into the next fight. Now, on the other side, you know, Ricey able to hold on to his own May ult. So, you know, I'm really looking to see them hold close to this arch. Although it's looking like they got a little staggered out of the last fight, so they may not be able to do that.
Gonna be a little bit bad because Browns did fall off that top ground. I don't want to see that. Divas trading a couple of blows here. Not too much going on. They're just trying to get that alt charge up here. We are going to be seeing Scarrow use the high noon. Gets blocked off by the Maywall. Going to be canceling out of that one just to be able to help out the team. Jab Gamer, meanwhile, does have the Deadeye as well. As soon as that ice block comes down, might decide to use it. Trading Diva Bombs. Going to be falling onto point. Thankfully, the Reinhardts are going to be there to shield the rest of the team. Make sure that not too much damage is going to be taken out of there. But the ultimates were dropped onto the board. And hey, right now, Frost Nova are coming out on top. And they're going to be building up ultimates of their own for the next fight. So all things considered, Frost Nova coming out on top for this team fight.
Definitely. You know, big stagger on the Pesos, on the Baby Diva. And, you know, Ricey able to hold that Mail again through another fight. Although you gotta admit, Korea, he's coming up into another Mail. So, you know, I guess I would have liked to see Ricey honestly use his Mail. Because, you know, maybe that would have been able to save Aiden from using his Diva Bomb and such. But, you know, able to save on that Mail, you know, not a bad thing at all. Able to bring down this time make a little bit. So, you know, wait, there's gonna be a huge Mail right here. They're all stacked up together. Maybe? Oh, no.
Not this time around. They're just deciding to opt to go for it. We're seeing Korea throw down the Blizzard here. The Sound Barrier is coming down line, but a dueling Blizzard is coming in as well. Yikes. Going for the pin. Unfortunately, just catches early Vincent now. All alone. A man with a mission. Able to find Icy as well before he falls down. That's going to be Tempest Typhoon looking like they're going to be a little bit better for it. Peos is demeched here. Might have overextended his hand just a little bit. Frost Nova, meanwhile, they're backing up. They're waiting for their team to respawn. The second point isn't lost. They will have another chance to recontest.
Pitifully, you know, Yikes, we were hyping this man up last match, you know, saying he's going to have to step up for his team. And, you know, he was stepping up. He's been doing great. You know, he's stepping up his team stepping up. And, man, did he step up last fight? Absolutely showing up. Again, let's see this fight. Can he do it again?
Yeah, the Amplification Matrix is going to be dropped down. Found with another, but Brendan finds Browns. That's not what you want your main tank to do, especially after dropping an Earth Shatter into a shield. And with that Amplification Matrix pressure, well, this is looking like Tempest Typhoon are feeling nice and comfortable as they walk this one forwards. They have their main tank still in place, and with Jab on that McCree, that's just going to make sure that they guarantee that point number 2.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And, you know,
Oh, the flick!
2.5 minutes on this time bank, you know, 100% doable. You know, it's looking like we're not going to see a tie because they're on the escort part of the map. Although I guess it is possible, so I won't say it's at the cards yet. But yeah, it looks like we're not going to see a tie. So, you know, Yikes. Bring this home, baby. Come on, man. You got that Earth Shatter. We've seen you do beautiful things with doing it before.
I'm waiting for a huge 5-man minimum shatter here. We're going to be seeing the High Noon come online for both teams. Sorry, never mind. That was only Frost Nova here. Jab Gamer still holding on to his High Noon. We can see these Maywalls coming in here. The shatter comes in, and it is huge. But unfortunately, they're not able to follow up on it because a Blizzard came in to slow their momentum. Ice cold. Now, this is going to be Frost Nova just cleaning up the rest of the members. As, hey, they didn't have to spend all too much for that. Almost as much as Tempest Typhoon did. And hey, Frost Nova, when they were on the attack, they had more time, and they were stopped before point number 3. So Frost Nova could seal the deal right here.
It's definitely looking like, Aiden, absolutely massive Diva ult onto that, Diva Eat, onto that, Kriya's mail, and, Ricey able to counter with the mail of his own, able to get a lot more value. It's definitely looking like Frost Nova could end it all here.
Yeah, Yikes getting a little bit out of position. Is going to be saved, kept alive by the Immortality Field. They only had a bloop going off. We're seeing Reinhardt on Reinhardt violence. I don't know who to call for that one, but Yikes is going to be coming out on top. Tempest Typhoon rolling this one forwards now as they clean up the rest. They have that Hayden still alive, but they're just going to be staggering that one out. Oh boy, this is looking extremely close, King. But hey, Frost Nova, they're going to have one more chance to recontest this, and they have to win this team fight. Otherwise, they're going to be going to map number 4.
Wait, definitely. It's going to be super close here, not too many ults. You're going to be able to see the bat ult here, but I'm not looking at very many other Qs. So,
Skiro? No, okay. He had the skull come up, but he was in the Amplificate Immortality. But hey, it's when a C9 happens, well, Tempest Typhoon is gonna be winning that one out. A little bit of an unceremonious way to go on a third map, especially the one that could have just sealed the series there. But hey, that's gonna be Tempest Typhoon winning out against Frost Nova, bringing the series to 1-2. We are gonna be going to our map number 4 there, King.
Oh my gosh, yeah, C9.
Ooh.
Maybe not the best thing for Frost Nova, but
nope.
Man, you gotta love it if you're a Tempest Typhoon fan, and that's gotta be the mental. They gotta be such a massive turnaround for Tempest Typhoon. You went off of a C9, and definitely a major turnaround for Frost Nova. You lose to C9. That's never good, right?
No.
You all this momentum coming into this third map, and dashed away completely. And
yeah.
We're looking almost at an even series here. If this gets to 2-2, man, Tempest, reverse sweep is totally happen here.
It's definitely in the cards now. Frost Nova, once again, they looked like they were in a pretty good position to win that one out, but they just stepped off point for a little bit too long, and as a result, well, Tempest Typhoon were more than happy to take that victory. And honestly, especially on that third map that we were just on, it looked really close between these two teams, King.
Oh my gosh, it looks so close. And honestly, I feel like all of these maps have been super close. Frost Nova able to finish them out, first two, but Tempest, able to get that C9, able to bring back this third map. So this series has been super close. And I mean, Temple of Anubis could be a tie. So I mean, we can see 6 maps. Could I see 6 maps here?
I hope you just didn't cast a curse that one as well. But yes, our next map on the board is going to be a Temple of Anubis. So this is our 2 control points map, which means that a tie is possible if they do not cap either of the points. Well, see how things go in general. But Tempest Typhoon, hey, they're swinging this back around, and now it's up to Frost Nova to make sure that their mental's in check, because that has to be a pretty difficult defeat to lose to. What? Oh no! Anytime it happens, you just hate to see it, honestly.
Oh yeah, I mean, as casters, I could say it's kind of funny, but as a player, that's heartbreaking.
Ooh, devastating.
Definitely heartbreaking.
Devastating to say the least. Yeah.
Okay. Ricey and Kriya. Sorry, Ricey and Kriya. These 2 DPS playing out of their minds right now.
Yes.
This 1v1 here combo, right? This has been kind of the matchup of the night. Kriya on that the Doomfist especially. Oh my gosh. And then Ricey on that Sombra. He didn't play Sombra at all last map, did he?
No, I don't think we did.
Wow.
Yeah.
And we were hyping him up so much. So, hey, they might go right back to it. They realize something might have to change. Rice is back on that Sombra. He was doing it so well those first 2 maps. It could be monumental.
We do have some swaps coming in here. We're going to be seeing a Florida coming back in for Browns fan, and Cappadocia coming in for a Blazin for Frost Nova. Meanwhile, Tempest Typhoon. Well, Vincent is coming in for Blazin, it looks like. So, we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
Definitely. Oh, Blazin is in for Vincent. Had that the other way around. My apologies.
And if I remember correctly, you know, Florida and Aiden, they were running the dive comp pretty.
Dive rush-ish thing?
Yeah, so I'm not gonna say they're gonna run dive off the bat. We're not even in the map yet,
Yeah.
nonetheless. But you know, this is looking like Ricey on that Sombra, Florida on that Winston, Aiden on the Diva. You know, we saw a massive EMP bomb,
Yeah, we did. We'd
so
love to see that coordination.
we could see some Ricey Sombra again. And you know, it's countered up. You know, Kriya, he was doing great things on the mate. And the Doomfist, obviously, but you know, maybe I don't know about Doomfist into dive necessarily, but you know, May into dive. That's you just freeze up that Winston, man. You've won the team fight right there.
That is true. I am curious to see though whether or not Ricey is going to be on that Sombra. But speaking about Temple of Anubis King, what types of compositions do we standardly see when these teams enter into a map like this?
Well, you know, if you're attacking first point, I mean, I feel like you kind of almost have to run dive. You know,
Hmm.
if you're not running dive, you're gonna run brawl, and I mean, it's gonna take you at least 2.5 minutes to get all your ults up, and then you have to win that 6 ult fight. You know,
Yeah.
if you don't win, you might just have to say, alrighty, the time to defend. You know, but I feel like dive could be so much better, especially for Frost Nova with Rice on that Somber. But you know, Tempest Typhoon. You know, we saw a little early on. I believe it was Jab Gamer on the Echo or Pharah. So
Yes.
we could totally see that running again on that dive. Me personally, a big Pharah guy. I played Temple of Anubis. I love Pharah here. You know, you can boot people off the high ground towards your team. There's so much you can do. So versatile. I would absolutely love to see that. And I mean, we're about to find out, I guess.
Yeah, something that you mentioned there, which I think is extremely interesting, is when teams on defense like to play that double bubble, Pharah can really dismantle that really quickly because as soon as you knock them off that high ground, it makes them scramble. And so that kind of works, especially too if you're on the attack and your other team is just all situated up on the high ground. And you do have to be careful because that probably means they are running a lot of hit scan. And well, you don't really want to be on a Pharah on the receiving end of that. But
Oh,
if you can
definitely
beat
not.
them off of those high grounds and kind of ruin their positioning, that more or less dismantles that poke double shield composition that we sometimes see pretty often on the first point defense.
Oh yeah, I mean, defense. There's so many things you can run on defense. Offense, obviously, dive. My number one go-to choice at least. But you know, defense, you could see a whole multitude of things. You could see a brawl. You could see double shield. I would probably go with the double shield as my defense. But you know, we could see a bunch of different things run. You know, my production voice inside my head. They're saying Orisa Diva. You know, definitely could work. Definitely could work.
I think that little voice in the back of your head is also in the back of my head, and I think it actually was Winston Diva, the classic dive combination, if I am not mistaken. Oh no, turns out I was mistaken, and Orisa Diva. You don't see that too often, but you know what? Hey, the Battle Kettle does have a pretty good purpose here. And I think that an Orisa pick on Temple of Anubis, specifically for that first point, could really honestly work.
Zen. Please stick with Zen, Cabodozer. I would love to see a Zen pick. I know, like, we weren't even, like, technically in the map yet. We were still, like, waiting for players. But, like, please go Zen. We haven't seen Zen all night. Zen's
fun.
so much fun.
Zen's fun.
Like,
Zen's
come on. Cabodozer, you gotta go Zen now. Like, I know the stream's probably delayed a little bit, but you're probably listening in. But just know, like, King's telling you to go Zen. Don't listen to your team. Go Zen.
I do think that what do you call it? A Zenyatta does bring a lot more potential if they want to go super aggro because hey, you get a Discord orb on any of the dive tanks and you just melt them like a candlestick. It's not a fun time to be a dive tank if you have a Zenyatta orb and you're pushing into a very aggressive team.
Jab Gamer on the Symmetra. I was hyping up before. If he actually stays this Symmetra, I'm not going to say he will stay this Symmetra, but if he does stay this Symmetra, in the very first match I casted, he went off on that sim. So, you know, man, I can see clutch things happening from him. Oh, he does ghost. I'm going to be quiet now.
Yeah,
Okay.
you know, sounds like he heard you this time. I just wanted to change things up on you. But
He did hear me.
look at this. On the defense, they are running a dive composition with Ricey on that Pharah. So looks like they are going to be opting for a little bit of that aerial attack. And right now, I don't necessarily know that Tempest Typhoon have an answer for this Pharah Mercy combo.
Definitely does not look at, you know, no hit scan necessarily. I guess you could count Reaper as a hit scan, but, you know, no viable hit scan against Afara. So Ricey, man, he's gonna be able to put in lots of work into this comp.
Absolutely. I'm going to be watching to see how fast that barrage builds up because right now he's just going to have free reign. As long as he gets those rockets in behind the defense matrix and Ryan's shield, that could be absolutely devastating for Tempest Typhoon. They're going to be seeing them advance now. It looks like they want to be moving up here, but you already see how much damage this shield has been taking for Yikes just to move in on this point. But now they're finally making their presence known. This rush composition likes to play together. We can see that they're just going to be disengaging here. Ricey did find Brennan in the back line, disabling a lot of the heals that could potentially support this. We're hearing those Reaper shotguns try and tickle Ricey out of the air, but fortunately shotguns, they work a lot better when you are on the ground. Forta getting the nano boost here just on cleanup. Still 1v1ing a Reaper, and that's usually not a favorable fight when you are on a Winston, but hey, that's going to be Frost Nova shutting down that offense pretty substantially here. Ricey, he's got that barrage as well.
You know, one thing I gotta mention, you know, Cabados are able to build that anno so quickly and able to keep up Florida throughout that fight. And, you know, that's basically what you gotta do. You know, you're playing into this brawl comp. They're trying to get this Winston down. He's your front line, basically. Barrage?
Yeah, we're seeing the barrage come in here. Unfortunately, gets eaten, and then Ricey going to be taken out. Turns out those Reaper shotguns effective enough when you're standing still and close by. Meanwhile, they've got Kriya's ultimate. The Blizzard could be devastating here. Looks like they're opting to save it right now. Think they can just win this fight without any ultimate expenditure. They might be correct on this one. We're going to be seeing the anti-nade come in. It does find 4, but not enough damage to come in here, as well as Tempest Typhoon. They're going to be capturing point number 1, and every single member has an ultimate online.
You know, before this map, I was talking about, you know, you're running this brawl, you're playing for that 6-ult fight. They just got first point without using any ults. They have 6 ults for point number 2. The snowball potential is huge. But Ricey on the Sombra, he's gonna have to come up so clutch here with these hacks.
Yeah, he's got to just make sure to disable the key targets because 6 ultimates, 0 on the oh, never mind, 1 on the side. Aiden's got the self-destruct, but right now, Blazing Angel just making sure that they can kind of keep things alive. Okay, seeing a little bit of damage coming here, but now it's going to be a brawl onto point. Blazing Angel has to get away from that self-destruct there. Nothing's going to happen. We're going to see the Blizzard now committed. It's going to be a color explosion on the screen. We can almost taste the rainbow here as all these ultimates are going to be coming on a line. Scarrow now just going to be trying to win this out, just using the shotguns. That's an absolutely instrumental pick onto Yikes. They're going to turn things around, but Jab has different ideas. Using shotguns of his own with that Death Blossom, able to win that. Turn things around. Scarrow is going to fall down here. Ricey all alone against 2, but the respawner's advantage is going to favor Frost Nova, so they should have an opportunity to contest this one more time to make before they cap things out. Tempest Typhoon trying to fight this. We're going to be seeing the sound barrier come in from London Pepper. Wants to keep this fight going here, but now the whole team is more or less back for both sides here. So it just depends on who can get these attacks online faster. That is a huge shatter. Finds 4, also finding the D-Mech as well as Yikes. Well, he's making the other team say Yikes. The EMP does come out online, and that's going to be a 5-man EMP. But unfortunately, okay, Scarrow does find Dr. Brennan, but is going to be taken out himself. That almost worked out, but that's going to be the cap from Tempest Typhoon as, oh man, King, they made that look clean.
They totally did. You know, Yikes, we've been hyping up the Reinhardt from Tempest Typhoon all night, and, you know, he just comes in so clutch again. 4-man shatter, I believe? Able to completely just turn the tide of that fight. You know, Frost Nova with those respawns, able to pick it up a little bit, but then, Yikes, oh my gosh, the shatter was absolutely insane. Able to turn it right back around.
100%, and honestly, right now, Tempest Typhoon, we're kind of playing the Protect the Precedent game with Yikes. And honestly, I think that strategy kind of worked there because Yikes just able to just find so much value on that Reinhardt. We've been seeing him play Reinhardt mostly all night, and it's just been an absolute delight.
Oh, definitely. I mean, I don't think he's played anything else. Has he only played Reinhardt this entire night? I think he has.
I'm pretty sure he has.
Wow, yeah.
Oh, wait, no, there was that one time that they played the double shield there, so he definitely wasn't on a
Reinhardt that's true.
there, but he quickly swapped off.
The long-range rock on the, what was it, Cavadoza on the Moira? I remember that. I don't know why I remember that, but I do. That was funny. I remember it because it was funny. That was pretty funny to see.
Yeah, well,
but, you know,
Frost Nova, they're going to be on this attack this time, and it looks like they're starting Ricey out on the Sombra because, hey, why mess with it when it works?
Oh, definitely, yeah. And I mean, he wasn't able to necessarily bit of the EMP in time, but he was still able to find 5. But you know, able to start off right off the bat. This is what we're looking for out of Frost Nova. Right on the Sombra.
Yeah, Korea, meanwhile, on that Torbjorn, might be trying to slow things down for Ricey just a little bit. Ricey has to be a little bit more careful with how they want to engage here. Meanwhile, Frost Nova, they're opting for this rotation around the side. They do have Cappadozer on this Moira, meaning they need to be a little bit quicker with their attack. Otherwise, she's going to run out of her heals. It's all burst right now that we see Frost Nova. They're getting ready for their attack. Ricey already on point, just scouting things out, looking for a manual hack target here. Draining blows on the high ground. Nothing too substantial happening just quite yet, but you can just feel the tension coming through. Aiden falling extremely low. Oh no, Aiden out of position. That's going to be the mech gone immediately. And now you can see Tempest Typhoon. They just want to be taking this fight now. Yikes able to sweep up the Baby Diva on the ground. But Yikes got hacked and taken out by Scarrow. Once again, we talk about how important those EMPs were, and that's exactly what happened here. Korea, though, has the Bolted Core online, able to just deny it, and the Torb turn in the background doing a lot of work as well. As, once again, this is going to be Tempest Typhoon. They push back Frost Nova, and now Frost Nova has to reset themselves.
You know, I really have to question this rotation coming by Frost Nova. You know, they're able to take the high ground. That was a beautiful, beautiful way to get up there. But then they didn't really put anyone on the point, and then Aiden gets out of position a little bit. You know, I would have loved to see them just step onto the point a little bit and then create some, make a Tempest Typhoon step down, and then you can have the Winston cleave on him. But okay, now that's what they're doing. Very good. They're able to go right to point. That's what I like to see.
Yeah, and the Coalescence is going to be coming out here. Just line everybody up, keep everybody healthy, hurt the enemy team, as an amplification matrix is going to be dropped on the opposing side. Florida falling down first. It's not going to be a great pick for Frost Nova here. Dr. Brennan just moving in here, wants to take this into the clear range. Yikes was fighting Scarrow. Scarrow able to take out Yikes, but Jabgator is going to be just trading that back and Korea on cleanup right now as Frost Nova have to reset themselves one more time, King.
Now, this is dominant. This has got to be some of the most dominant performance we've seen out of Tempest Typhoon. However, Ricey, you know, he's got this EMP. We've seen great things from him before.
Want to see it again?
I would love to see it again, you know. Make this map last even longer. Heck yeah.
Okay, here we go. That's going to be a 6-man EMP. Team wasn't fully in yet, but it's all good because now Scarrow's coming in with the Death Blossom support helicopter of doom. And now it's just going to be the rest of the team falling down in, as well as the Primal Raging Winston here. We're going to be seeing Korea trying to stall that out, but easily gets taken out as well. Frost Nova, hey, they heard you say dominance, and we're like, we're ready to dominate. And that's exactly what they did.
Oh my gosh, Ricey! They have families! Oh my gosh! I don't even know how many 6-man EMPs he has tonight, but man, this man with those EMPs, so good. So good. And then, you know, 3-minute, 50-minute time make.
Yeah, they gotta capture this up. If they don't do so, it could be going down here. We're gonna be seeing the Sound Barrier come out for Frost Nova as they take this very aggressive attack. But now the Molten Core coming online is gonna make this incredibly difficult. We still see picks coming through here. Aiden uses self-destruct, does find Lemon Pepper. Yikes though, trying to clutch this up for the team. Might just be able to do that. Only a couple of members of Frost Nova still alive. Mainly this Reaper is going to be the biggest problem. We can see the Reaper getting in a lot of damage here. Going to be backing off for that self-destruct. A Deadeye going to be coming in as well, but yeah, he's only got 29 HP, but just wants to hold the shield up to make sure that his team is going to be okay. As Tempest Typhoon, they slow down Frost Nova and cancel out that momentum from first point.
Oh yeah, definitely. And you know, not really much you can do if you're on the side of Frost Nova. You know, you've used almost all of your ults to get point 1, but this upcoming next fight, you know, you're gonna have, well, potentially have this EMP coming up by Ricey. I expect them to build it. You know, it's gonna be a little bit get in there. And Scarrow as well with his ult. You know, EMP Blossom. This combo, absolutely massive, could come up.
Yeah, and it's done so much damage in the past winning team fights. I mean, case in point, that first point here on Temple of Anubis. So they're probably just waiting for the right opportunity to use it again. Now we're going to be seeing Ricey and Scarrow. They've built it up. Now it's all just going to be a matter of positioning. Brennan has to stay alive. It's going to be the only hope to keep everybody alive. But the EMP comes out. Yikes, finding Ricey on the back line, but the Death Blossom does come out. Unfortunately, not finding as much value as they would have wanted here. It seems like they're adapting properly. We're going to be seeing now the Amplification Matrix come out. Tempest Typhoon want to be moving this forward. They want to be taking this fight because they know that they're going to be winning it out. And they stop Frost Nova yet again and more or less canceled out that completely devastating ultimate combo.
That was absolutely beautiful what we just saw from Tempest Typhoon. Able to counter out the Ricey Scarrow combo. And now that just tells us, you know, they know what they're doing. You know, they could do the distance with this. If they're able to counteract this Ricey Sombra that's been making them win all night long, they completely change the series around.
Yeah, whatever happened at the halftime break there, they figured out a strategy. And, well, hey, if it's working, you don't want to mess with the formula here. A couple of ultimates on the line for Tempest Typhoon as we're going to be seeing the re-engage come in through the side room. The manual hack is going to be coming through. Ricey in a bad position. Jab Gamer almost got him there, but another Molten Core. Kriya's been building this up like no tomorrow. Going to be denying any forward momentum that Frost Nova had gathered up here as they push them back. Now just over a minute on the clock. Cavadozer does have this Coalescence here. They could choose to use that to aggress, but they got to find picks quickly because it loses value over time. The self-destruct kind of goes up, trying to find somebody. Cavadozer able to escape. It's looking a little bit close here. Pei gets the mech, but after crunching Florida there, we're seeing Yikes now just doing Yikes things. Specifically, be dominant on this Reinhardt as Tempest Typhoon, they slow them down. Frost Nova, they're going to have one more opportunity to win this map out. Or to tie this map up, sorry.
Yeah, and you know, even if they cap this, it'll probably be an overtime. And you know, you're still looking at Tempest Typhoon with a 3-minute time bank. You know, this map is looking so much in favor of Tempest Typhoon. And you know, you gotta think, reverse sweep? They tie this up if you need 2-2. I might get a reverse sweep.
It could happen, and hey, if it's gonna happen, this is gonna be the time. We're gonna be seeing Scarrow go into the back line. The turret is gonna be taken out, but Kriya did find Blazing Angel. Kriya been so dominant on this Torbjorn here. Now just letting it in. The hack, Death Blossom comes in, but unfortunately does not get too much value. Jab Gamer does come down, but Frost Nova are able to find some picks right now, so this could be working out for them. They got to make sure to keep their cells alive. That was a huge Earth Shatter coming in here. Let's see if they can capitalize on that momentum. It looks like Tempest Typhoon might be able to. Now only a couple of stragglers left in the form of Ricey and Blazing Angel, but Tempest Typhoon, they also have Respawner's advantage, and this is going to be devastating. Look at the entire squad rolling up on Blazing Angel, and that's going to be pretty much it. There's nothing that this team can do right now because Tempest Typhoon, they're ready to brawl, and Florida on this Wrecking Ball is going to try and stall that out, but that's going to be Tempest Typhoon winning out map number 4 and tying up our series 2-2. King, did you see this one coming?
No, sir, I did not. You know, first to see now, you know, I gotta say, this has probably been the most dominant map we've seen so far.
Absolutely.
You know, 3 minute, they even if Frost Nova had capped there, Tempest still had a 3-minute time bank, and they you know, I'm gonna say it, they probably still would have won the map regardless. So you know, man, we could see a reverse sweep here, and I am not counting it out at all.
Yeah, like, once again, I can't help but point the fact that Tempest Typhoon, it looks like they were able to figure out how to counter Ricey, and as soon as they were able to counter Ricey, well, then the House of Cards or the House of Frost Nova started to collapse upon itself because Tempest Typhoon, they're just looking so good right now.
They really are. You know, Yikes. Play the game, you know, you saw it there, but entire map, you know, going off. And
Absolutely.
You gotta say, now it's Frost Nova's turn to counter him. You know, we were talking before, Tempest Typhoon, you gotta just think about the Sombra. But now this Reinhardt from Tempest Typhoon, what are you gonna do to counter it? You know, it looks like we're gonna go into a break, so you know there's gonna be plenty of time to talk about things, and you know, definitely reset the mental. You know, mental is so big in Overwatch.
Yep.
So this break, you know, coaches are gonna be talking. It's gonna be really good to see when we come back. When we come back.
Yeah, so we're going to be, stick around, only a couple of minutes. We're going to be going to map number 5. This could decide our winner right here, right now. Tempest Typhoon against Frost Nova, all tied up 2-2. First 2 maps went to Frost Nova, and now the next 2 maps have gone to Tempest Typhoon. So make sure to stick around because let's see who's going to be our winner for tonight, why don't we? So see you in a couple minutes. Welcome back, everybody, to the Hyperion Cup. It is, well, hey, Frost Nova are going up against Tempest Typhoon. Tempest Typhoon, they decided to, well, actually just pull us into map number 5 after losing the first 2 maps. They wanted to pull it back, and now it's 2-2. As Tempest Typhoon looked absolutely ridiculous here. But, King, we're going to map number 5.
Soon to be map number 6. Well, we've been talking a little bit outside in this break. We're about to experiment and try and get this first ever tie on control. And I believe these 2 teams can make it happen. I want to see map 6. If I don't see it map number 6, well, we're not gonna see map number 6. Let's be real here. Tempest Typhoon, obviously, able to take back the last 2 maps. They've had
Dominantly.
Their mental has got to be so psyched right now. Now, that break, I got to say that break was got to be really good for Frost Nova. Their coach is able to look at their play, able to discern, we've been hyping up Yikes.
Yeah.
You're going to have to find a way to counter him. It's Nepal. It's a brawlish map, so.
Yeah.
Yikes able to keep running this Reinhardt. I'm really looking forward to see how Frost Nova are going to be able to not necessarily counter, but adjust to this Reinhardt.
Yeah, and like you said here, right now, Tempest Typhoon, their main player, Yikes, on that main tank specifically, he's been playing mostly Reinhardt and absolutely dominating on Reinhardt. That is who Frost Nova have to learn to counter because, unfortunately, Ricey was more or less disabling Tempest Typhoon from doing anything, yet Tempest Typhoon have more or less cracked the code now. Ricey is no longer as much of a threat as previous maps, and as soon as that kind of clicked, Tempest Typhoon has been running away with it, which has really just allowed Yikes to shine and get so much value on this Reinhardt. So during that break, I'm hoping that Frost Nova were at least able to have that conversation where, maybe things aren't working as well as we thought. What can we do now to try and get this thing back on the rails? Because, Frost Nova, it must not have felt good, especially C9ing that last point on our last map to bring us to this final fight when that was still contestable for them. We are seeing a little bit of a swap coming in. Browns fan Jr. is going to be coming in for Florida on the side of Frost Nova. So we are going to be seeing the Browns fan and duo tanks coming in for Frost Nova, especially too on a map like Nepal. I'm curious to see how this works out because I do expect that we will be seeing more brawl coming out from both of these teams, honestly.
Okay, what I said when Florida came in last map, I expected to see Florida play the Winston. He did, and Browns fan, he's been playing mostly Ryan this series, so I'm guessing they're just gonna try and run their own style of brawl into Tempest Typhoon. And I gotta say, maybe that's what you do. You've been running this. In the very first map, your brawl was actually beating Tempest Typhoons. So if you can recreate that same kind of success on a control point again, you can stop this reverse sweep in its tracks. But that's gonna be so hard to do with Yikes just pumped up.
Absolutely, and I do want to shout out Korea because we've seen Korea had quite a few pop-up moments tonight. Specifically swapping from a Mei onto a Doomfist and then more or less just getting a 4K just in that moment, just when Tempest Typhoon needed him most. But of course, then on the Torbjorn, so many Molten Cores online and also the turret just doing a great job of shutting down Ricey on Sombra. So I'm curious to see what Korea is going to be playing this time around because, that kind of has been the answer to Ricey's Sombra so far.
Yeah. Doomfist, I've seen it plenty of times in Nepal. I'm not saying he shouldn't. I'm not saying he will run it.
You don't want to call anything right now, is what I'm hearing.
But it's definitely viable here. I'm not gonna say definitely don't or do. But we can definitely see it. Although I'm expecting to see these Meis come out again. Especially in a point like Nepal Village. Super close up. Okay, I'm not gonna say anything about Tempest Typhoon's comp at all right now. Please swap, please.
Probably for the best, honestly. We can also too. I am expecting some Symmetris to be on either of these teams, just because Sim with the TP and the turret on point are just so powerful, especially on Village.
Oh yeah, definitely. And Hog Monkey. very good as well. Alright, yeah, they're swapped. Okay. I had to say it's just so they swapped, you feel me?
Yeah, okay. You're playing the mind games with them now, King.
Of course. And I've been saying Jeff Gamers as somber, Symmetra this entire time. We're actually finally seeing it.
Let's see how this goes. The Ice Wall coming out, able to block things up a little bit. But Tempest Typhoon right now, they want to be taking this fight nice and close. Browns fan just in the corner here. Don't want to overextend himself. Learned his lesson last time. Gonna be looking here, still slowing things down, falling extremely low. He might be the first one to fall. Browns fan falling down, and now this looks like Tempest Typhoon might be able to move this in here. But Cabadozer does trade it back onto Yikes, so both teams are evened out quite a bit. Jab. This beam is just so deadly. It's all charged up right now, but we are going to be seeing a couple of the turrets come in from Scarrow here. But this fight looks like it's all but one. We do see the Sim Wall come up to block off that amplification matrix. Lemon Pepper finding Aiden, but this is still a contestable fight right now. No team has capped it quite yet. Frostnova going to be able to get that first cap here. We're also seeing a Blizzard come in. This fight has been dragging out so long that both teams have started to generate ultimates, and now it's going to be Frostnova winning off the chilly victory from Ricey's Blizzard.
Yeah, I mean, this is how you want to do it, Definitely, Jemmy were able to get the Sim Wall up first, but Ricey, Mail, massive, able to build it up so insanely quickly.
Oh, yeah.
Korea on the other side running the Reaper, so not necessarily having the same exact value.
Ooh, the Earth Shatter does come down. It finds quite a few people. That's going to force out the sound barrier here. Now, Jab wants to use this beam, just beam people down right now. The team is all with him, and they're going to be moving forwards here. Aiden going to get DMAC, drops the self-destruct. Yikes is the shield up to protect anybody here, but Tempest Typhoon has stormed this point. They have flipped it over. We're going to be seeing an amplification matrix come out as well. As Frostnova, they just want to back that off. They don't think that that's worth engaging into the amplification matrix and the damage it can allow, but they're still not out of this brawl just quite yet. They are going to be flanked by a Zarya to varying degrees of success here. Browns fan wants to come in. We're already seeing another photon wall come up already. It's not been too long since the last one. Ultimate is just being built up left and right. Yikes, closest Earth Shatter as well. Could be looking for a good opportunity to use it. Cabadozer uses the amplification matrix, but that's Yikes immediately canceling everything out with an absolutely massive Earth Shatter. And hey, that's going to win out the fight. Tempest Typhoon flipping that point around and running away with the percentage now.
Yikes, just doing it again. Another beautiful Earth Shatter. Jaguar as well, able to build out that Sim Wall so insanely quickly. However, you gotta look on the other side. Ricey, he's gonna have that Sim ult up. No diva on the other side, so he could just chuck it wherever he wants. And they're all gonna be playing inside the close unit point there. Man, he freezes all six.
Ooh,
Fight change.
It's not gonna be good. We're gonna see this engagement now. Ricey also, too, just really, honestly, been so good at building up ultimates so quickly here. Blizzard is now online. Nobody eat it. Gonna be dropping it down. Is it gonna be an icy day in hell? Well, we're only one way to find out. We're seeing it come through here. Oh, what an absolutely massive spin. Browns fan Jr., where he gets the Reaper there, and, well, hey, that Blizzard just won them the team fight, as that's gonna be Frostnova just running this around, able to turn this around before they get to 99%.
I can confirm. I've gotten weather reports. It was a very icy day in hell. Ricey with that mail. That's the only ult they use, which is even bigger, honestly. That they're able to start the ult economy up. We could see complete reverse. Tempest Typhoon able to get that 99 in the very first map control. Frostnova could turn it all back right about again.
And now we're seeing Frostnova get a little bit aggressive here. They had the photon wall for that defense. Gonna be backing off. Cabadozer also dropped the amplification matrix. They waited that one out. Now the engagement is gonna be coming through here. Browns looking for an opportunity to use that Earth Shatter, but with a dueling photon wall, that's gonna make things incredibly difficult. Browns falling extremely low. Thankfully, the immortality field came in. Just saved his life. Kiss and death right there, but decided to fight back against it. Now, oh, massive Earth Shatter does come in here. Does find Scarab, but Cabadozer just had that sound barrier ready, but, King, you've been a big fan of isolated Maywalls, and Ricey, well, he just probably made the best one of tonight.
Ricey, obviously, great May out there, but these walls, even better. Tempest Typhoon on the other hand, they don't have this May of their own, so they're not able to split this point in half like Frostnova is able to do, and I feel like that's completely instrumental in how you're gonna win this map. And Ricey, man, if he gets this mail again in this next fight, oh, it's game over.
Okay, we're gonna be seeing the crab come in, but it gets eaten. Browns uses the Earth Shatter. It's completely into the shield though, so not too much happens there. We do see the Blizzard come in. Unfortunately, Kriya was mid Death Blossom, so he just gets taken out of it. And once again, hey, you called that. Huge Blizzard, and that's gonna be the team fight point number 1, 100 to 99%.
And you gotta compliment 8 on there. He ate mail. I remember he ate at least 1 mail on Blizzard World, and now able to eat the Grav, and then obviously Ricey, huge mail. Like that's obviously changes fight. Like he had two fight winning ults.
Yeah,
man. And now you gotta think of what's going on in Tempest Typhoon side. They're running this May to perfection. I mean I see Kriya and Spawn. He's running the Reaper, but maybe you run a May of your own.
Yeah, I mean, you've definitely identified yourself as a fan of a May. Obviously, Kriya not using the May on the side of Tempest Typhoon here, but their main strategy was to counter that EMP. But right now, Ricey just earning his worth on May. Doesn't even need Sombra to win these battles out. We're gonna be seeing the Brawl come onto point, dueling Symmetra turrets on both sides, depending on which atmosphere of this little point that you are on. Tempest Typhoon, they're in a little bit of a sticky situation. They have to win this point, otherwise they are gonna be losing this series. Jab just completely charged up right now. So much damage coming through. But Yikes gets taken out there. Browns fan found the better side of that battle, and now Frost Nova are going to be walking this forward. Look at how much damage Scarrow can get through just beaming people down, and now Frost Nova are looking nice and comfortable as they set up and even advance on their offense.
Ricey was just able to absolutely wall off Yikes on that Reinhardt on the right side of the point there, and you're walled off as Reinhardt, you're gonna die, and that's exactly what happened. And without a Reinhardt to protect you, the fight just folded there for Tempest Typhoon. Now, Kriya. I've been hyping up this May pick. He's back on the May. That's what I like to see.
Woo! What I like to see is a 6-man shatter. Browns fan Jr. just absolutely making Pangea go back together. Breaks the earth in half as he just finds the entire team. And this is going to be a brutal stall out onto Pei here. But he's going to find his way off the edge there. Huge shatter coming in from Browns fan Jr.
My gosh, huge! That thing was massive. Holy cow!
6. You don't see that too often.
Oh my gosh! Oh, you love to see. And this ult coming. They only had to use 1 ult. Frost Nova still has 5.
Ugh.
If they use the ults correctly in the right order, this is looking scary for Tempest.
Absolutely, we're seeing, oh boy, looks like we're in the middle of a laser grid here. We are going to be hearing that May come on. Oh my god, that's going to be 5 members of the team frozen up. Frost Nova living up to their name as they just completely run over. Once again, Ricey just using 2 ultimates in that fight, and they win that team fight, and now Brownstown Jr. is almost back online. We almost saw a huge hunk of metal come in here. Pig was trying to make them pay for this crime against humanity that they've been doing on this stall, but you know what? You hate to see it, but it's part of the game, man.
They still have 3 ultimates, almost 4 if you count Brian Fan Jr.'s Rhino coming up. Oh, is he able to get Jad?
Oh, you don't want to see that. That was even before the Amplification Matrix dropped down here. That is a shatter, though. It did find 3. Gonna be met with a sound barrier, just keep everyone alive. A self-destruct gets tossed on the point. Not gonna find too much, but Yikes right now trying to get as much value as possible, but unfortunately has to come back to support the rest of his team. Scarrow, oh Scarrow, using the beam of justice right now just to keep the team in check. Tempest Typhoon, they got no answer for this. It's an overtime now. This could be it, ladies and gentlemen. Kriya falls down, couldn't find any value on that Doomfist. The pick was just too late, as that's going to be Frost Nova winning it out 3-2 against Tempest Typhoon.
Now, no reverse sweep, but man, that last map, crazy stuff by Frost Nova. The amount of people that Ricey was able to freeze up using those ults. Oh my gosh, and I want to see this shatter. I want to see this shatter so bad. Just,
oh my god. It was the perfect shatter, perfect opportunity. He saw the moment, didn't get greedy, just went for it, and it worked. You love to see that. That was beautiful to watch.
16 Blizzard killed by Ricey? Excuse me?
All I have to say is it seemed like Frost Nova were really making sure that the ultimates lived up to the name because every single time they use their ultimates, specifically Ricey and Brown's Fan Jr., man, it was just devastation for Tempest Typhoon. There was just nothing you could do at that point because they just got so much value out of them.
Oh yeah, definitely. And Cowdozer, don't worry, I didn't miss you. I saw that 50% healing card. Man, now that's a lot of healing. That's what you love to see. And,
Oh yeah.
you had a compliment. Yikes. He felt that he was primarily the first one out for Tempest Typhoon. And Frost Nova, Bronze Fan Jr., they're able to keep up the Ryan up a ton. You got to compliment Blazing Angel and Cowdozer for that, man. We've been hyping up the
100%.
DPS and the tank line so much, but man, the support lineup, so massive.
Yeah, well, hey, King, do you have anybody that you might select for an MVP for today's match before we go to our interview?
Man, well, I gotta pick Ricey here. That man, the very first two maps,
yeah.
the amount of EMPs and the amount of people he EMP'd. Oh my gosh, it was beautiful. So
he just built ult
beautiful.
up so often. Like, regardless on whether or not he was on Sombra, it was devastating for Tempest Typhoon, honestly.
Oh wait, 100% was. Man, it was crazy. And it seemed like, EMP, maybe you don't have it every fight, you have it maybe every like 2-3 fights. But when he was playing on the Sombra, it was almost like he had every fight. I believe he got 2 in one fight.
He did get 2 in a single fight multiple times, actually. Yes, I can confirm that for you.
Oh my gosh, the man was off the charts. I gotta give props to him. How about you though? Who do you agree with? What do you say?
100%, I agree with you. I think Ricey was also my EMP. Just such a standout player, even without the ultimates. Taking the ultimates aside, just so valuable in actually enabling Frost Nova to be running in for those picks, whether or not it was the Maywalls, whether or not it was just the manual hacks onto people. He just got so much value and found those picks so early on that it just allowed Frost Nova to just win all of their team fights with almost an iron fist. But stay tuned. We are going to be going to a quick break as we get our interview prepped up because we're going to have someone from Frost Nova in the booth with us so we can ask them about our lovely little match that we just saw them do right here, right now. So stay tuned and give us a couple of minutes and we'll see you with our interview. Welcome back, everybody. We had Frost Nova up against Tempest Typhoon tonight, and Frost Nova won 3-2. And we are joined in the booth now by Scaro. So, Scaro, how you doing, and how you feeling after winning out that last final map? And I'm sure it was getting a little bit close in your guys' comms over there, huh?
Honestly, I'm just relieved that it's over. Kind of tired, but hey, we won, so I guess that makes it feel a little sweeter.
Yeah, it always is just a little bit nicer. King, do you got any questions you'd like to ask?
Man, do I? Well, I gotta say, so going up 2-0 and then going down, you're going up 2-2. That mental going into the break. What was it like? What was the team comms like during that break? What was it like? Tell me, describe it to me.
Uh, Honestly, there was a lot of silence. We were like a lot of people went to get water, so that's whatever. But really, we kind of knew what we were doing as far as our mistakes. Like 2 CP is 2 CP. We never win 2 CP, and Vincent's internet's kind of trash. So we just kind of knew that we wanted to play our brawl. We thought it was a little better than theirs, and that otherwise we were just chilling.
So confident. That's what we like to hear. Now, my second question for the night. In comp, what's your go-to DPS pick? Let me know.
Um, when I'm trying to win, Kree, Soldier, Tracer,
I feel ya. I feel ya.
but like when I'm on the alt, most definitely Widow.
Oh,
No
big pop
question.
off guy?
Uh, Sometimes.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Definitely
yeah,
Anytime they
yes.
say sometimes, that usually means yes, right?
definitely.
All right, awesome. And Scaro, I did want to ask you, we saw a lot of combinations coming in, specifically you and Ricey, coordinating a lot of those EMP death blossoms coming through there. And so, is this something that you guys have just practiced so much that you're very comfortable to bring this in no matter what composition you're kind of going into or what map you're going to be playing on?
Um, like honestly, we don't really scrim all the time on Reaper Sombra. It's just kind of like enemy teams running, they're all stacked up, EMP, Blossom, the pieces just fall into place.
Mhm. Okay, awesome. Well, I wanted to say congratulations. This is your first win in the Hyperion Invitational Cup. So, congratulations to you guys. This was a very exciting match to watch. And thank you so much for joining us for this brief interview.
No problem.
All right, awesome. Thank you. So, hey, King, we casted Frost Nova going up against Tempest Typhoon. And, do you got any final thoughts for us before we wrap it up tonight?
Thank you for a very good match. We almost saw a reverse sweep, and we didn't see a reverse sweep. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but we got 5 maps out of it.
Yeah.
I am extremely happy. We didn't go maybe 7 like I originally
I
predicted.
predicted. Yep.
But 5 maps. Hey, I am very happy with the way it turned out.
Yeah, and I'm very happy with the way things turned out as well. So thank you guys for tuning in to the stream tonight. We had a very exciting match of Overwatch for you guys. This has been casted by myself, Marks, alongside the King, and we've had Oakley producing and observing for us. So make sure to follow the channel because chances are if you're watching, you are invested in this tournament, and so you're going to get notified when games are going to be coming on as well. And you know what's also awesome? Hyperion Co. They just reached affiliate status. So if you have a Prime subscription or you just want to sub in general, then feel free to toss it out just to be able to support all of the wonderful things that are going on the production front over here. So we want to thank you guys for tuning in tonight and have a good rest of your night. We'll catch you next time.